I am sorry. Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Welcome back to another edition of Border Wars 17 Atlanta.
Listen up, live chat, power chat, team on said it's a mismatch. That motherfucker got game, yo. He got game like a crackhead from the 80s and 90s. Word is
This a
born.
mismatch that ain't even no comparing. Step through the ropes and I got everybody staring. Hold my cardies, I might have to do some damage. Got these in the Midwest and then flew straight to Atlanta. Shout out Wisconsin. I just hit up OCs in the spots where I can find them. I hope you on your P's, cause I got power like Itama. And the next gon' drop a bomb, but he ain't flexin' DJ Trauma. Flexin' DJ Trauma. Clear the ring. I see my op is about to be some flower bringing. Under the lights, you know I gotta do my thing.
You know I gotta
Then
do
put
my
his lights
thing.
out when I hear that
Put
bell
his lights
thing.
out when I hear
I
that
put
bell
his lights
thing.
out, you can hear his girl scream.
His girl
His face
scream.
bruising, left gave him a nosebleed.
A nosebleed.
It might be in the gloves, I swear they control me. It's like I'm playing fight night, how I slip and I roll weed. He was walking with cold feet, all I half stepping. That was set for 3, but he ain't make it to the second. That was set for me, he ain't gotta bring the reffin'. Punish him, Paul Williams, then style on him like I'm Hector. They ring that bell and then I turn into a warrior. Straight shots to that body, he like laundry, how I fold him up. Baby, this TBV, come get up on this tour with us. Yeah, this border wars, but you don't want no war with us.
This is how you push it together, man. Mozzie put me with the move makers and shakers in Atlanta, and he got shit done in a fucking weekend. That's how you know you plug, when you could get dates on a Sunday, bruh.
I think he leaking. This jab feel like a stab. Who gon' pick up where I leave him? I flick that like some Astro. That hardiness I needed. Turn that volume up. I keep it high like Benavides. You know they turn that volume up when they hear Mozzie in they speakers. You wear Jordans in that ring. We gon' beat you for your sneakers. I'm so smooth with the counter. I'm a stylist. How I'm weaving. This that water walker. You know I move like Aquafina. They ring that bell and then I turn into a warrior. Straight shots to that body, he like laundry, how I fold him up. Baby, this TBV, come get up on this tour with us. Yeah, this border wars, but you don't want no war with us.
Man, listen, ain't no motherfucker getting off on me like that. You crazy.
Yeah, man, but when I send that fire, bro, that's the song I want to play, man. I don't be playing these other songs, man. Oh, yeah, that's the song. When I send that fire for that Mozzie, that's that song, though.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Get ready for another fiery episode as we break down Terence Crawford's Omaha parade after his Canelo Alvarez upset, cementing his 3-division undisputed legacy and status. Jaron Boots Ennis ignites another debate, snubbing Crawford from his Mount Rushmore for legends like Sugar Ray Leonard. Plus, Eddie Hearn is eyeing a massive Deontay Wilder clash for Dave Allen if he can beat Arslanbek Makhmudov on October 11th in Sheffield. If this is what you're interested in, this is what we'll be talking about, as well as some of this weekend's boxing. Whatever boxing we were able to watch or you were able to watch, we'll be discussing it. But these are the main topics. If you're interested, you know what to do. Head on over right here to youtube.com/The Boxing Voice Live and smash that thumbs up. Click that subscription. Make sure you have already clicked that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live. So let's talk the Terence Crawford victory parade. Terence Crawford, 42-0, 31 KOs, was honored yet again in Omaha, Nebraska, after his September 13th, 2025 unanimous decision over Saul Canelo Alvarez, who now his record falls to 61-3 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins coming by KO. They filled up the Allegiant Stadium with over 70,000 rampant boxing fans here in Las Vegas. The scorecards, as you know, 115, 113, 2 times, 116, 112, making Crawford the first male boxer to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes. He is now unified 147, 140, and 168-pound division. In the 4-belt era, also, he was awarded a nearly $200,000 solid gold Ring Magazine belt during his parade. Now, this was a belt that he won after the fight with Canelo, but Crawford celebrated his historic feat in his hometown parade, but his self-proclaimed Mount Rushmore status has stirred some controversy, especially with Jaron Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis, Mount Rushmore controversy. Boots, 34-0, 30 KOs on the heels of Crawford, the former IBF and unified WBA welterweight champion, who also had a Ring Magazine belt, just not the $200,000 version. He excluded Crawford from his boxing's Mount Rushmore, favoring guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones, Pernell Whitaker, and James Toney. Speaking to YSM Sports Media, Ennis argued that Crawford's key wins, Earl Spence, back in July 2023, a 9th-round knockout, very unexpected, and his Canelo upset, another very unexpected win, carry mental asterisks due to their perceived declines. He's saying Spence was coming off of injuries and Canelo at 35 shows signs of wear and tear. Ennis picks guys like Leonard and their victories over Duran, Hearns, and Hagler. Jones' multiple division dominance, Whitaker's defensive wizardry, and James Toney's versatility. But on X, people praise Crawford's resume, but some fans do align with Ennis's thoughts and argument. Crawford's a bit thinner on the elite level opposition, and that was something that Canelo argued. Now, Dave Allen has to beat Arslanbek Makhmudov October 11th in order to get a big Deontay Wilder fight. He's going to be fighting in Sheffield in another arena, live on DAZN. Allen rejuvenated by his 5th-round KO over Johnny Fisher back in May. Now he aims to do the same and emulate maybe a Naseem Hamed and try and get the upset win over the 6'5" powerhouse, power puncher, known to wrestle bears, Arslanbek. Now, Arslanbek did lose via 4th-round KO to Ajit Cabibel, and he also lost by 8th-round KO to Guido Villanella. So can Dave Allen pull off the same game plan as some of his contemporaries? Now, Eddie Hearn has been talking with Shelly Finkelford for potential Deontay Wilder fight if Dave Allen can win. Deontay Wilder is now 43-4 with 1 draw, 42 wins by KO. Wilder's last fight was a tune-up versus Terrell Hendern, where he got the win. So this is what we're talking about. If you guys are interested, feel free to call in. I got a couple talking points just to give you direction. Crawford's parade and legacy. How does Terence Crawford's Omaha parade and the 3-division undisputed status stack up? Does his Canelo win silence the critics, the critics, or does Ennis have a point here? Then we got Ennis's Mount Rushmore snub. Why did Jaron Ennis pick Leonard, Jones, Whitaker, and Tony over Crawford? Is he right to question Crawford's resume, or is this a jab at a rival? Crawford versus Ennis, dream fight. Could Crawford, Ennis showdown settle the Mount Rushmore debate? Who has the edge in this hypothetical clash of styles? And Allen versus Makhmudov, can Dave Allen actually ride his Sheffield momentum to upset Makhmudov's power on October 11th, especially knowing that Deontay Wilder is in the win? And Allen's Wilder ambition. Eddie plans for Allen to face Wilder realistic, or is it just a step too far, even if he can beat Makhmudov? Or do you give Allen a chance versus Deontay Wilder? Now, the fan pulse on X definitely are echoing Ennis's skepticism. What do you think about how fans are reacting to Crawford saying he belongs on Mount Rushmore? These are our talking points. If you're interested, you know what to do. If not, I did my job, gave you a Sunday show, and we're here to rock and roll, man. Phone lines are open. If you want to talk the Pro Box card, if you want to talk the Pro Box card, feel free. If you want to talk the MVP card with Tam Tebow, feel free. Phone lines are open. Discord is available. We're talking Crawford's parade and his legacy, Ennis's Mount Rushmore snub, a dream fight with Crawford and Ennis. We'd like you to preview Allen versus Makhmudov. Can Allen actually get the win? And will he see his Wilder ambitions come true? How does Allen stack up against Deontay Wilder? According to Eddie Hearn, they're looking to make that fight. Phone lines are open. If you want to call in, I'm going to get those links together, put them in the live chat here on YouTube.com as well as on Twitch. But feel free to call in and let's talk some boxing, weekend boxing. A lot of stuff happened this weekend, not only news and notes, but we definitely had some good fights. My boy Moreno wasn't looking as great as I wanted him to. It's funny, too, because Moreno is more of a Dominican last name and Garcia, obviously a Puerto Rican last name. Meanwhile, the Moreno, his name was Garcia, and Emiliano's name is Moreno. But it was a good fight, man. It was a good, tough scrap for Emiliano for sure. I haven't even finished watching it. I'm literally watching it as we speak. I'm only in the 8th round, but it is a tough little scrap. I got those links together, dropping them in the live chat here on YouTube and on Twitch. You just got to click the ones that say join us on X to call in or join us on Discord to call in. We got Moose in the building.
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
What up, Moose?
Man, I meant to ask yesterday. I'm trying to wake up to some some stainless and some Mozzie. I want to be able to click on it myself. I want to be able to listen to it when I'm running at the gym. How can we get that, Because I went to your music playlist. I didn't see it on your music playlist. I'm like, man, I'm trying to put that on my playlist. That way I can enjoy the song whenever I want to. Is that possible? Can we get that done?
Yes, sir. I have it already in a WeTransfer link. I've been sending it to those that want it.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Just stay on the
Does that when you?
line, and I'll send it to your
Okay.
DMs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really don't have much to say on today's topic. That fight last night on Pro Box between Moreno and Garcia, that was an action-packed fight.
And you
Good
had the
fight.
Najee fight. You ain't watched the Najee fight?
No, I was driving around during that time. You know, I was at Trader Joe's. I was at Trader Joe's eating on something, so I had time to watch the Moreno versus Garcia, but I had to get moving. I was on the road, so I didn't have time to watch Najee. Yeah, and as far as
I sent
Ennis,
you
I
the
didn't see
link
the
to
winner.
your XDMs.
I appreciate that. I'm about to hit the gym, take a shower, and get on that treadmill and bump that Stainless and Mozzie, man. But yeah, as far as Ennis saying what he said, you know, hey, you know, I believe Terence Crawford is Mount Rushmore material. So, you know, and I didn't hear what he said. I kind of joined. I don't know if you gave a snippet of it, but I kind of joined a little late.
Yeah, he just said Crawford ain't on his Mount Rushmore. He got Leonard, Whitaker, Roy Jones, and who else he said he got? James Toney over Crawford on Mount Rushmore. He ain't even put Floyd or Ali.
He said James Toney?
Yeah.
Yeah, James Toney. James Toney a bad man. I was watching him last night, and I was thinking to myself, man, Max Kellerman brought up James Toney when he was interviewing Canelo prior to the fight with Crawford, leading up to the fight with Crawford, and he said, you got James Toney, some James Toney traits. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, where would people have Canelo versus James Toney ranked in their all-time greats? And I was like, me personally, I would have James Toney ahead of Canelo. James Toney was just that dude. You know, he went all the way up to heavyweight, and he beat Evander Holyfield. You know, and yeah, he had that real waist movement, and it never left. And that man, I don't know if that man ever ran after a certain point. I don't know if he ran a mile. He just sparred all day. You know, he was very skilled. But so you know, it's plenty, man. It's plenty of people to choose from. But yeah, that's all I got. Salute TBV. I hope everybody have a blessed day.
Alrighty then. If you want to call in, now is the time. Discord available. X Spaces also available. We're taking calls and we're talking last night's action, plus today's news and notes, this weekend's news and notes. Feel free to call in on Discord or X Spaces. We also got a poll here on our live. Is Crawford on boxing's Mount Rushmore? 54% say yes, top 4 all time. Remember, there's only 4 slots, too. I don't think it's 5 faces. I'm pretty sure it's 4, right? 29% say no, top 10 only. 12% say need more wins. And 4% say not even close. Not even close. Phone lines are open if you want to call in. Shout out Jack Catterall. They just posted a picture of him and Boots Ennis. I guess they got some work in. Hopefully that transition and change works for Catterall. Man, somebody sent me something about Marquez. Let me see this. Let me see. Is Marquez trying to throw his name in the hat to train Canelo? I'm gonna have to get this translated here. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. But phone lines are open if you're looking to call in. If not, we had an early show, which is crazy. We are talking this weekend's fights and the news and notes. But looking like people went out last night, overslept. Mr. Negative. Alex Vega on a check-in. Vega. Damn, so Moreno lost? What the hell? Somebody just sent me they betting slip talking about they had Garcia in the fight. He knew Moreno would lose. Damn. I'm looking at Moreno's face swelled up. That eye closing. How the hell? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been looking at it like, damn, he getting touched up more than I would like. And I'm not officially scoring it, so I guess I can't see how he might have lost.
What?
What
Can
up?
you hear me?
I do.
Hello.
We hear you.
All right. What's up, man? Good morning. Salute to you for the Sunday show, bro. Yeah, Moreno's getting fucking bricks put to his face last night, bro. Tough guy, man. That was an entertaining scrap. Both those dudes showed great chins, and man. You know who deserves big kudos, bro? Big props. Someone that you tried to joke on last week. Coach Bermudez called 2 upsets on that call, man. On that card. He had Jeremy Hill on upset watch against Chacon, and then Raul Garcia defeated Moreno, and I laughed at him. I said, nah, man. I think Moreno got too much of a pace for Garcia, and Garcia, man. Shout out to him.
Go ahead, Moon.
That was a fun fight to watch, man. Those guys, you want to see guys, they were fighting like their careers were on the line because they were landing clean shots on each other and just returning fire. Yeah, man. If you're bored on this Sunday, you just want to rewatch a fight, and you're just like, I just want to be entertaining for 10 rounds. That's the fight right there. Emiliano Moreno versus Raul Garcia. For the main event, bro. Najee looked quick. His jab was looking good first round, but Kevin Henderson just came in there for a paycheck, bro. Had the knee brace on. He looked like he was so bad out of shape that he was trying to hide it with his trunks all the way up to like his damn nipples. And keep in mind, of course, the main event got canceled. Nicholas Floss pulled out, and now he's got a new match November 7th. But
what?
We didn't learn anything about Najee. He keeps busy, so I guess we move on to see what's next. But when you get yourself in that position to where you're getting your name thrown in with a top guy like Beterbiev, and then this is the follow-up fight, this is what, it helps. I think it doesn't help. This hurts a little bit. Not on the surface, but in the long game, it's like, oh, yeah. I want to see Najee Lopez fight. And then he fights Calvin Henderson. Looking like the way the dude was in there, obviously, just to get to lose and then to get beat on. I didn't really watch too much of the MVP card. So I saw the Juana Walton. Shout out to him for, I guess, getting TV time, streaming time. I don't know what they're going to do with him because I know he's like they say he's decorated amateur, and you can see it in flashes, but I mean, the right hand to the body's open no matter what. He had a smaller guy walking in with no jab. So they say he's taking it serious. They said he went to the Headbangers gym. I mean, did he go one day or did he do training camp there? Because it looked like he just went there a couple days. But yeah, I mean, shout out to him. I know he's like some type of actor. And, to be with MVP, I'm sure they want to push him a certain way. But hey, man, get fully dedicated. Maybe maybe you can prove me wrong, but I'm just not seeing someone you can build upon, someone you can get behind, and actually to have the high success. Maybe you can keep headline a prospect card on a Friday over here in the Caribe, which would be cool. That'd be cool for someone like me, someone someone that grew up in a gym, or someone that maybe doesn't have much fame like he does. But yeah, I just don't see what exactly they're gonna do with him. Yo, to Boots, bro. Yo, this man's quality hate. You got to give it to the dude. Dude calls Canelo, right? Says, yo, let me come spar you. Canelo loses, whatever. Then what else did he do, bro? What was the other thing he said? Oh, he said he fell asleep during the fight, that he didn't even watch it. And then on the day of Crawford's parade, I think he was getting his Ring magazine belt. Goes and says, yeah, this man ain't on my Mount Rushmore. Individually, those things, it's not a big deal. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, got their own things going on. But those events in succession just makes this hilarious. The man obviously he doesn't mess with Crawford. He doesn't respect him doesn't show him the same respect as other people do, such as us fans, and I'm sure fellow boxers. This would be the perfect setup for them to fight each other if he wasn't fighting Lima. If he was fighting a big name such as Sebastian Fundora, well, I wouldn't say big name, but a accomplished guy, a champ, Sebastian Fundora, or the big boogeyman, Bakram, Virgil Ortiz, and this was coming up to the fight, and then he beats them, everybody would be calling for him to fight Bud. Everyone like, I want to see that fight. They'd be hyped. But bro, you're fighting Usman Lima, who a guy that I've watched and I respect, but nobody knows him. There's no hype for your fight really like that around these streets, these boxing streets on the YouTube, in the gyms. We just know you. And like I said, you just went out of your way to help Canelo, to hate on Bud, and you're fighting Lima, bro. I think it's a really big lost opportunity. It's just funny how things always work out. At the end of the day, he goes in there, smashes Lima. He goes, unifies 154 or whatever. Hey, kudos to him. But if he doesn't, people are going to remember this moment. We love to hate. We love to put down boxers for whatever reason, athletes, people that are in, high esteem positions, right? With a lot of attention. So they're going to remember this moment whenever Boots loses, if he loses, if he doesn't have a great performance. People are going to remember this. And that's unfortunate. But I wish Boots success, man. I really enjoy watching him fight. And I hope he puts on a show October 11th, man. I think you got to make the best of the opportunity that he's created. But yeah, man, that's my call.
All right. We got James Benitez. What up?
Yo, what's up, Ness? Peace and blessings. Good morning, man. Happy Sunday, man.
What's good with you?
Man, ain't shit, man. Nothing, man. I just see the Boston guys just doing their thing, man. Yo, what's up with your man Wilder, man? It seems like he keep on getting lifelines and after lifelines, man. So what, David Allen? You don't think that's too much of a tough chance? I mean, tough fight, man, for him to actually step in the ring with? I mean, he is a journeyman. He is a dog, but he does got 7 losses. Like, is Eddie Hearn really trying to revitalize his career, or this is just hate from all the years for the hard negotiations? I'm just trying to figure this out. Because would you try to actually line him up with David Allen? I'm just asking this at this point.
I mean, that's not a bad fight for Wilder. What you mean?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure about that? Like,
Yeah.
would you? Okay, then, like, would you put him in the ring with Arslanbek right now too? Because I think David Allen's going into a tougher test than what a lot of us is unsure.
For sure,
of Wilder
yeah.
right
Wilder's
now.
in a tough test for sure, but again,
okay.
I think that's a good fight. I
Who's
mean,
Wilder's tough test? Who's
Allen
Wilder's
is in
tough
a
test
tough
coming up?
test. Excuse me. Allen is in
Oh,
a tough
okay.
test, but I still think, if he gets past it, was wrong. Remember, Eddie is doing
Mm-hmm.
this for Allen, not for Wilder.
Oh, okay. So that's what it is.
Of
Because I
course,
mean, I
he's
think he's
looking to
gonna make.
get
Okay.
Allen a big fight, not Wilder.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, shit. Shout out to them then, man. Because yeah, I think that might be a tough test, man. I think that might be a tough test. But I can't wait to find out what's next from Wilder's camp, though, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Alabama, man. All them guys out there. But man, shout out to Boots Ennis, though, man. I appreciate it. This is the kind of shit that he should have been talking the whole time, because this would actually might have forced the fight with Bud. Like he just really needed to say something, but he is saying a lot with this right here. Like I wholeheartedly agree that Bud's not on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Like, let's think about it, man. His career has been kind of curated. We did talk about that before. And when we actually look at it, it's seeming more and more obvious, man. Like he's more like a real opportunist, what we might want to say. Like all the shit that happened to Spence, the age Canelo, both of those guys been through wars in their personal life and with some of the previous bouts or whatnot. So it's like Bud just souped in at perfect timing in each situation. Now we got a young dog like Boots Ennis. He just sees the plays and we see the play that's going to happen at 160. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, can we really look down at his resume and say that his resume is anywhere comparable to be on the same realm of Floyd Mayweather or Sugar Ray Leonard or even fucking Muhammad Ali? Like, no way. So Buzz on the outside looking in on the Mount Rushmore, but I let the Midwest Mafia niggas, the Omaha niggas, and even the Butterbees and all those other niggas believe that, but God damn it, man, it's not realistic. Bud don't got the names to back up what they trying to claim for him right now. But it is an accomplishment. But end of the day, what we all know, just because you are deemed the most best and technical fighter, Terence Bud Crawford is really just the Andre Ward of 2025. That's how I look at it. You're boring. You're not the most entertaining as just a personality. You're just a good fighter. You'll never be the superstar. You're just gonna be a star. That's why you're gonna always be outweighed by niggas like Tank Davis and shit like that who really don't care, but they get knockouts and people care what the fuck they move in the streets. But shout out to Bud though. Do something great. Dare to be great. Fight Bibble. Fucking fight Jaron Ennis. But I can guarantee you this, Ness. Before when Bud calls it done, they're gonna have every excuse under the sun why they duck Jaron Boots Ennis. So shout out to Boots. Keep that energy and chase that nigga to 160. I believe Boots can beat Carlos Adames and maybe even goddamn Laura. So why not just do that and say 154 and just fuck it? Just chase Bud wherever the fuck he go. Force that nigga to say no. Make him say no on camera. Because I guarantee he probably will. As always, Ness, I want you to have a blessed show. I just got off a 13 and a half hour shift, but I had to check in just because you the homie. So, hey, you be cool, bro. Peace.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you're looking to call in, now is the time. Damn, my boy Moreno took that loss, bro. Crazy. Rick, what up?
Ness, what up, though? Good morning.
Chilling.
Appreciate you for the Sunday show, man. That last caller tried to knock off my train of thought, dog. He was saying some shit that was so I ain't even gonna say it was crazy, but he definitely this is how the show gets stirred up, man. So I'm gonna just try to stick to my original talking points and just be cool how I be cool before I go in this gym. Um, man, that Pro Box card yesterday, dog. I don't even really I wasn't really hip to Pro Box until you had put me on, or I say the show put me on. I'm like, bro, what's this Pro Box shit about? Dog, that card was so action packed and crazy yesterday, bro. Not only the Moreno and Garcia fight, it was a motherfucker. I think his name was Cuba or
Yeah, Anthony Cuba. That's the kid Carmel beat.
man, that motherfucker. All right, bro. He was bro. He had a little awkward style to him, throwing punches from just random ass angles, and the dude he was fighting was solid too. You could tell, but bro, that Cuba dude, nice. I'm gonna be on the lookout for him for sure. But the whole card, though, it's just I'm chilling and shit. Throw it on TV, throw it on YouTube, bro. And it's free. I mean, we already know all this, but I just was surprised as hell from that card. I'm like, man, that shit is hard. Very good card. Very, very good card. For the Bud shit, I had tapped in on a little the Omaha Channel 7 type shit and just watched a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of the bread, maybe like 5 minutes. Man, the city, look, Omaha love Bud so motherfucking much, man. Like, it ain't many stars in Omaha. Yeah, I mean, I know he brought out Clarissa Shields and like Omari Hardwick from Power, but man, just his whole story, and this is gonna lead to my next talking point, right? The whole story behind Bud Crawford, right? Like, ain't take the money and move to Vegas, and ain't take you know what I mean, the whole Money Mayweather for that matter route, right? And just kind of stayed organic with it, kept it in Omaha. That right there is enough for me, for me to, I'm not gonna put him on a Mount Rushmore, right? But he is in a conversation, not just from his accomplishments, bro, but from his mindset and the way he carry himself. The last caller had brought up like Tank Davis. Now you're gonna have some young guys or the younger generation, or even some Tank Davis might be some of these motherfuckers like GOAT, you know what I mean? Cause he got that YN energy. A lot of niggas follow him on Instagram, all that type of stuff, bro. That's cool. But for somebody like me, bro, the organic, the I ain't even gonna say real man, cause I mean I ain't really like, you know what I mean, but just the way he handle himself, bro, always himself. Not a thousand chains on, ain't trying to be hanging out with the rappers, bro. That's respectable to me. You know what I mean? So it's a couple like, you know, intangible things that go into somebody going on a Mount Rushmore. Like, yeah, Muhammad Ali was amazing. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I get all that. But the way he was involved with the Nation of Islam, the name change, him standing up to, you know what I mean, people feeling like he was just supposed to go to the draft. And like, bro, it's things that make somebody uh you know what I mean get put on a my Mount Rushmore for me, for real. So yeah, man, and you know what I mean, Ennis can feel how you feel, and also he's supposed to say that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you seen the $1 million worth of game with Jaron Ennis on there. Gilly had called Terence Crawford on FaceTime and put him on FaceTime. And Terence Crawford had pulled his card, like, you know, like, you want to fight me for real? And Jerron, like, man, like, you know, just kind of like brush it off. Man, I don't really think he want that smoke for real. They in two different realms mentally, bro. I think, like, I don't know, I ain't never been like no bully or nothing like that, but imagine like when you was in school and you knew it was a motherfucker who just was terrorizing the school. When you get around him, like the energy shift. I ain't calling Bud a bully, but it be like that. You know what I mean? And I think that Jerron's supposed to say that. He can have his own Mount Rushmore period, but all the little hate and little slight shots, he's supposed to say that, man. It's the boxing game. So, you know what I mean? I would look at him differently if he was what they say, glazing Terence Crawford for real. Like, oh yeah, no, you know, big bro, he the greatest, X, Y, and Z. Like, we'd be looking at him like, bro, you would, you know what I'm saying? So that's what he supposed to say. But all in all, man, appreciate you for having me on. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the Sunday show, and the evening shows, all that shit, man. The hard work that you put in, dog, and always giving us something to, you know what I mean, tune into us boxing fans, the casuals, whoever. You know what I mean? We appreciate you, dog. Straight up. That's my call.
All right, I appreciate you, champ. If you're watching this on X or YouTube, don't forget to go ahead and share the show. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. Discord available, X Spaces available. This is your last call for callers. If you're trying to call in, now is the time. Once again, X Spaces available, Discord available. For anybody that is looking to call in and voice their opinion on today's topics. Huang out of Houston. What up?
Yo.
Yo.
Got me.
Got you.
Yeah, Niz, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, what's Boots supposed to say? You know what I mean? Like, he can't just be like, you know, Bud is this, Bud is that. He's your contemporary. You know, you gotta let him know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know that a fight be able to be made. It's all about the mind. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel like this. Me personally, Mount Rushmore. Everybody's around Mount Rushmore is gonna be different. It's the criteria you hold. For instance, like the one card I just called, talking about, you know, about everything Ali did. Some people might not care about that. Some people do. So I think it's a lot of like what what you look for, you know, your criteria, you know, because you know, you might have some people that say, well, you know, it's just based on purely skill, or some people might be like, well, all around, how did they influence boxing? You know, what did they do for boxing as a whole? So I feel like, you know, that's up to everybody, got their own criteria for that. But I'm gonna tell you what I felt about Boots. He should have, you know, he should have started taking on bigger opponents a long time ago. Maybe, you know, I feel like he's a little 2 years behind from where he should be. You know, and if he really want Bud, like he gotta make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, you know, Boots can't handle Bud. Man, you don't never know. Like they say in football, any given Sunday, you know what I mean? So, you know, any given fight night, you don't know what somebody's capable of. You know, he might wow us. I doubt it, you know. But man, I need to go back and rewatch that Bud parade. They showed up. Did you watch it, Ness?
Yeah, I watched it.
Man, they love that boy over there in Omaha. Man, but shout out to Bud.
Hell yeah, they gave him his own belt with his face on it. They gave his own
what?
They gave him his own belt with his face on it. It was dope.
Dang. Man, you know, it's crazy because, man, what other city, you know, they shut it down like that for just a person? They do it for sports teams, but a person.
Mm-hmm.
Man, shout out to Bud, man. You know, I'm glad all this is happening for him because, man, everything he went through, there's like no recognition. Everybody, he ain't this, he ain't that. You know, and I always feel like, what are they gonna say about him next? Oh, he didn't fight this guy. You know, it's funny, they always like to bring up, well, he got all his belts off one fight. You say, I mean, but he got in the position. He earned that position. So you can't be mad at him. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they still going, hey, you're going to hear all kinds of excuses for this and that, why he not on the Mount Rushmore. But I tell you like this, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Him and Durant. I don't got two other guys yet. I really have to think hard about those two slots. But for me, and I'm not saying Floyd ain't on it, I just don't know. Man, I don't know if I would put Floyd on it because I don't know who the other. But I know for me, Roberto Duran growing up was the man. And in this new generation, this new era, man, it's Bud, baby. But man, I'm excited for Border Wars, man. It's getting closer and closer.
Yes,
man,
sir.
ATL, we coming, we showing up. Let me get out of here, man. I'm about to get breakfast for the family. Thank you for taking my call, TBV. Like and subscribe.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. If you're looking to call in, now is the time. Discord available. X Spaces also available. We're talking Terence Crawford's parade, this weekend's action. We're talking boxing, ladies and gents. We are talking boxing. If you're interested, you know what to do. Discord and X Spaces are available. Last call for callers. Last call for callers. If you're trying to call in, now is the time. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans that do not know we are rocking out every day, multiple times per day. So once again, if you're trying to voice your opinion on today's topics, Discord available, X Spaces also available. We're talking Deontay Wilder potentially facing Dave Allen. We're talking Jaron Boots Ennis not feeling Crawford as a top 4 Mount Rushmore ATG. Major League Man with the $5 nest. Do you think Boots is hating? Nah, man. I mean, just look at it like this, right? Like, you know, everybody got their favorite fighters. That's not one of his. That's I think it's just that simple. You know, that's not one of his favorite fighters. Bud is not. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Can't get mad at a person for having, you know, an opposite favorite from yourself. Jay August, what up? Jay August.
Sound check.
Doing good.
What up, what up, what up? Live from the Sunrise City. Good morning, Mr. Gibbs. How we doing today?
Chilling.
Okay, we talking, is Crawford on the Mount Rushmore? Is that the topic?
Well, topic is the parade, the fights, and yes, Boots saying he doesn't belong on Mount Rushmore after Crawford put himself there.
All right, well, you know, Mount Rushmore, that's a subjective thing. People gonna have their favorites and for different reasons. Let's talk about what's objective. Damn a Mount Rushmore, Bud is in the history books. Bud Crawford became the first boxer to undispute 2 weight classes, 2 weight divisions. You feel me? He was in the history books just off the strength of that. Then he did it again. He undisputed a 3rd weight class when he beat Canelo. So, you know, damn a Mount Rushmore. Bud is the best boxer on the planet. That's in the books. That's a statistical fact. I don't give a damn about, oh, he ain't on my Mount Rushmore. Oh, he's not a star, Ness. He's not a star like Tank. He don't move the needle. Damn all that shit. That sounds like some paparazzi boxing bird fan talk, man. I don't want to hear that. He not a star. He's not for the Colts. I don't want to hear that, man. Miss me with all that. Bud, the best boxer on the planet, man. Shout out to Pro Box. You know, putting on another good card out of Kissimmee, Florida. The Moreno Garcia fight, that was good, and the Najee Lopez fight, that was good.
Yeah, I'm watching the Najee one right now.
Damn, that's what happened to your Dominican bro. He got smoked.
Nah, the Dominican won. It was the Puerto Rican that lost. I mean, the Mexican that lost.
Oh, okay, my bad. Shout out De Lo Mio then.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, that's all I'm saying. I'm about to rewatch. I'm rewatching the car right now, making breakfast for the kids, man. Don't end the show early. You got more callers.
It ain't me, it's y'all.
Don't say y'all, bro. I'm right here with you.
I hear you. Got to get the rest of these guys on.
Yeah. Let the next one get on.
All right. Let's see. We got James Benitez counter.
Yo, man, shout out to Jay August, man, Delo Mio. But man, that's cap though, man. Didn't Clarissa Shields got that undisputed 3 division before Bud got his 2? So I mean, she's
male,
still
bro.
the greatest.
First male, homie. First male.
Oh, but no. He said greatest fighter on the planet. Like you can say greatest male fighter on the planet, but man, we got to go ahead and respect the 7% of this community. Give Clarissa her credit, give her her flowers, and go ahead and acknowledge that the 7% they doing their thing in the boxing world. On top of that, though, man, like did the nigga defend any of these undisputed belts though? Like That's what I'm saying, man. That's not really that great. You just went up there, snatched the belts, and left. Like, come on, my nigga. That's just doing a bank heist. That ain't really doing no real work when you think about it. Canelo stood tall at 168 after he collected all them belts and did the unthinkable. Devin took a tough test with Lomachenko after he got all the belts and did the unthinkable. And fucking a new way doing the unthinkable when he defend all his undisputeds, man. So like, let's be for real here. A nigga did it twice. Okay, cool. That's great. But defend them shits. Oh wait, it's easier to run off and go ahead and selectively pick my next fight. As long as I got Turkey Al-Sheikh, gonna go ahead and force these guys to fight so it can make my path easier so I can collect another third division and undispute. That's a much easier play. Like your man ain't putting that much work. Like Ness, we already talked about this so many times before. Name 3 Hall of Famers that Bud beat. We can't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? We can't fucking do it. So if you ain't got 3 Hall of Famers on your resume that you beat and everything, how can you be on the Mount Rushmore anywhere? You know, when it comes to basketball, we already know 2 guaranteed Hall of Famers. We're gonna say oh, Michael Jordan's on the Mount Rushmore. Magic Johnson's on the Mount Rushmore. LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore. You know, even goddamn, and it might be, you know, like we could say Wilt Chamberlain's on the Mount Rushmore. But this boxing shit right here, Bud can't get it because he ain't do the kind of work that deserves to be on there. He did great shit, but is it Mount Rushmore worthy? Is it something that we're gonna be like, yeah, he was a belt collector. He was skilled, but he ain't got the names to really just goddamn prove to us that he really was like that. You know, but that's just my opinion though. But I don't give a fuck what nobody else think. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see the great things that happen at 160 though, man. When Turkey Al-Sheikh go ahead and force Laura and Janabek to fight, then goddamn force Janabek to goddamn fight Adonis, and then force Janabek to fight Bud. And Janabek may be worn out from those 3 wars, those 2 wars prior to, and then get a Bud Crawford fight and maybe lose, maybe slip and skip a beat. And, you know, Bud may go ahead and get him, but not get him out of there, but get a close split decision because Turkey Al-Sheikh is not going to let his man lose. Lord knows that's not going to happen. So, because we saw what happened in the Masvidal fight. So, that's definitely not going to happen. That's 7-5 Bud guaranteed. Shout out to Turkey. So, I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy that everybody believe what I don't believe, man. You know, but, Ness, man, yo, but this Wilder shit, though, man. Like, who the fuck he scheduled to fight next, though?
Remember,
Is it
he was
somebody that
supposed to
we
go to another country. I don't know what happened. There was talks about him going to like China or some
Francis,
shit.
right? I thought he was supposed to be lined up to fight Francis Ngannou. That's what I thought. Or did those talks die? Because that's what I thought he was. So, and we was talking about that might be questionable that he might actually lose that fight. So I'm so interested to find out what Wilder's next test is. I mean, test is, man. So, because you know, before 2025 is over, man, what I want to become, like, and the community knows this, man. They know I really want to believe in Deontay Wilder, man. I want to believe in the Bronx Bomber. I want to see that, you know what, he may be able to fare and give AJ like 4 solid rounds and shit like that, so AJ can end his career as one of the greatest heavyweights we've seen. But I want Deontay to be competitive, though. That's all I want, man. So, Deontay, make me a believer. If you do listen to the show, or any of you can't listen to the show, make me a believer, man. Fight Ngannou, get a sparking knockout, do what Tyson Fury couldn't do against Ngannou, and then get in the ring with AJ. But Ness, as always, man, shout out to you, shout out to the community, shout out to Boots Ennis, man. Man, chase this nigga to Omaha, man. Just go on the steps of the capital of Omaha, man, to call this nigga out daily. You know what I'm saying? Do that after you fight Lima. Shout out to you and shout out to the community as always. Peace.
All right, champ. Richo, what up? Richo. All righty then. Jorge. Mexico.
El compa Néstor Gibbs. ¿Qué onda, compa? ¿Cómo está?
What up?
Yo, I'm just trying to keep the show going, man. You know, it's my duty as a listener. Crawford, I admire Crawford. He's a great fighter. The parade, you know, it's always something big when you beat Canelo. I think he's a great fighter. But to be on the top, Rushmore, like you said, he's only like greats. He's only beat Errol Spence and Canelo. I mean, that's what I think, and people are just overhyped because he beat one of the greatest, in Canelo. But to be in the top Mount Rushmore, I don't think so, man. There's so many other great fighters. He got I think he got a great chance, to get the fight with Canelo and get all his belts. But he didn't collect them one by one, or it's just he's not there yet, and he's getting older, he's getting older. I mean, it's kind of weird now that Triple G wants to come back and all these fighters are trying to come back. I just don't think they're letting the new generations shine, like the new boxers that are coming up and all that shit, because they're stealing all the big fights. So, I mean, that's what I think. But it's just my opinion. He's one of the greats. I don't know, top 10, I guess. But to me, it's Canelo. I mean, I'm just a fan. Canelo. What's his name? The other the Panamanian dude.
Duran.
Manos de Piedra. Yeah, Manos de Piedra. Who else? For me and my Rushmore. Canelo, Manos de Piedra. Shit, man. And I got the other two. I don't know about Chavez, because Chavez. That's just because I'm Mexican. But I don't know about Chavez because his like we were talking before, his record is great, but he also fought a bunch of nobodies in the beginning of his career. Like his first 60 fights, 50 fights were all just a bunch of nobodies. And Mayweather, he's up there, because he moves the needle a lot. So Mayweather's up there, and I don't know about like older fighters because I like boxing, but I like what's his name said the Ryan.
Yeah.
We got to move on. I mean, we got other great fighters here, and I think it's time for these new generations, man. We got to get over what they did because what they did, they were starting in the sport. There was no records before, so before it was before it became that big. So when it's breaking, yeah, of course they're the greatest, but when you got all this talent now, when you got all this fucking talent, I think it's time to move on, and stop living in the fucking past. I mean, I just said, Duran and Chavez kind of don't make sense, but I think we just got to wait for these new generations. I think Haney, I'm a Haney hater. He's a great fucking fighter, though. He's a great fighter. He doesn't back down to anybody. And I think we should let, them shine again. Haney, fucking, the Four Horsemen, bring them back, man. Bring them back. Ryan's coming back. That's also great. The Bronze Bomber. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Bronze Bomber nowadays? When's he coming back? I mean, I missed the whole monologue. I'm just trying to keep the show going.
It all depends on Dave Allen, bro. If Dave Allen gets the win October 11th, then Wilder could get a, Dave Allen fight courtesy of Matchroom.
I know you being biased with Wilder, but what do you think he still got it? I mean, do you think he still has that hunger? Because I was talking with my cousin, I was talking with my primo about Canelo, and he said, you know what, he lost. I think he just lost the ambition, the hunger, and that's why he's not. And he's got Eddie, fucking Eddie. We need someone different now. We need a new coach, man. Someone to stir things up. To I don't know. That's just my call, man. I'm just here to listen to the Boxing Voice, the best fucking show in the world. I don't even know if I'm like I said before. I don't even know if I'm a bigger fan of boxing or just a fucking show, dude. Honestly, it's a great show, man. Keep it up, Ness. You inspire a lot of people. Honestly, with the workouts, the border wars, all that shit, man. You're a great dude, man. You're a great dude.
Appreciate you, champ.
Have a great Sunday, homie, and let's just keep the show going. Come on, callers.
We got
Call,
some.
man. It's easy.
We got a few,
All
man.
right.
You did the job. Appreciate you. We got Stone Bone. What up?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
What up? Good morning. How was the parade, man? How was the parade?
Man, it was amazing, man. Amazing. A lot of stars out.
It looked bigger than the
man.
last time.
Yeah, it was, man. It was bigger, man. It was bigger, man. Everything getting bigger. That's it. Just a lot of celebrities out here. Got to meet. That was my first time meeting Ghost. That dude kind of real cool. But the coolest motherfucker that was there was the dude. He won that TV show, D Smoke. Kind of a thoughtful artist, kind of like a Kendrick Lamar type artist, man. Real dope dude. Had a great time. They had a party last night. Omaha police tried to straight put Bud back in his place though, let him know like never you ain't too big. You know, they always want to tear you down, try to bump him up and shit, but we all good out here. But yeah, man, I had to call in after hearing the number one hater in the world call in talking about, oh, he ain't this and he ain't that and he ain't did this. And Ness, you remember that day we did the multiple Hall of Famers? It took how many? We went through maybe 10 of the all-time greats, and we couldn't give them 3 Hall of Fame wins. We could give them 3 championship wins. It was guys we couldn't even find 3 champions that they beat. Guys that we respect, like, oh, he didn't beat him as a champion. He didn't take a belt from that guy. And like you said, Terence Crawford's been in. When was the Gamboa fight, Nash? You got your computer in front of you. You got your
What year you're saying?
statistics in front. Yeah, when was that? 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
I think it was 2014. So the Ricky Burns was at the beginning of 2014, and then he fought Gamboa in
Ricky Burns was
August.
March 1st, 2014. Gamboa
So from
was
March,
June 2014.
June, right? Absolutely, that was crazy in Omaha. That was his first big fight in Omaha, coming back from the amateur. But think about this, Ness. From 24 May, you said March of 2014 against Ricky Burns until today, which is what, September 2025. So you're talking a decade plus. He's been a champion and hasn't had a fight that hasn't been a championship fight in over 11 years, man. Imagine that. Imagine being a professional at the top of your game and you ain't had a non-title fight. Every time he done moved up in weight, every time he done did anything, it's been the next against the champion or something's going on for a title fight. That's incredible, Ness, to be an undefeated champion and fight for belts every time since March 1st, 2014. That is insane,
Or
bro.
defend
So
them.
get that man just fly. Or defend him. And he talk about not defending. You know who he tried to defend his undisputed against Ness? Earl Spence. And you know who lollygagged and waited and made him get stripped? Earl Spence. So all these times where you talking about fight him, they was trying to make him fight the Russian cat that Mikey beat up. Like, come on, bro. Like, some of these undisputed mandatory guys are nothing. And would you rather go up and fight Jeff Horn or fight who was the Russian they want him to fight in the IBF, man? That Mikey beat.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Lipinets.
Lipinets. So that was a dangerous fight for him to defend his undisputed, right? Or go up and beat Jeff Horn, who had just beat Pacquiao. So all of it, and Turkey don't want him to lose. What was there a close fight against fucking Canelo? That was a smoking. Madrimov, that was an easy fight. You can call it whatever the score you want to, 8-4, 9-3. I don't even care what you want. Turkey ain't paid nobody. What Turkey paid is the best fighter of this generation, Terence Bud Crawford, to beat the best Mexican fighter since Chavez. And that's what it is. But somehow Terence ain't good enough to be on Mount Rushmore, but we can put fucking Canelo, who he beat. We can put my favorite fighter, the reason I call myself Stone Bone, hands of stone, bones of stone. is Roberto Duran, but Bud is better than Roberto Duran. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to break it to myself. He has replaced my favorite fighter as a kid, Roberto Duran, which is now Terence Crawford. And it took a lot to do that. I know this kid since he was a kid, since he was shooting dice, trying to sneak his Mo Black and Miles. You know what I mean? I've been knowing this dude since he was running around beating up people in Fields Foodway parking lot. I mean, it's been a long time, long run. God don't make mistakes. He's in a position because he earned it. He was ordained to do that, and God blessed him. And Mount Rushmore, when he go to 160 and become a four, listen, he's already four-time lineal. Imagine what's coming next. Four-time undisputed. All right, next five-time lineal.
You the man, champ. Charles, what it do?
What's up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Happy Sunday to you and everybody else. Hey, Jaron Ennis is my favorite fighter. And Jaron Ennis is not going to say Terence Bud Crawford belongs on this list. And everybody got to understand that. But and for me, Ness, I hope Jaron continues to act this way because, and I'm hoping it's backed by Eddie to get him to start promoting himself. But with that being said, I tell people this all the time. Even I got a lot of friends that come to me for boxing, right? And I don't even consider myself, I'm still a casual, I call myself a casual hardcore. But I tell people this all the time. I say, when you talk about pound for pound lists, it's going to be subjective. But I tell my friends this, and I'll use this example, Ness. For the Eddie Murphy fans, Harlem Nights is my favorite movie, okay? It's my favorite movie. But the best movie is Coming to America, all right? And it's nothing wrong with people saying who they are, you know, and I tell people that all the time. I'm like you, Ness, I don't like to have pound for pound discussions or greatest list because a lot of us are going to put who we like. But with that being said, I just said now everybody knows that Jaron Ennis is my favorite fighter. But Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter of this generation. And he should be on a Mount Rushmore. And people need to remember that, man. Like, you can have a favorite fighter because you choose to identify with a guy, or in women's boxing, you know, hey, I like this person. But people need to understand this. You can have a favorite fighter if you are going to do this pound for pound Mount Rushmore shit. Be honest, though. And for everybody that's not saying Terence is on this, well, tell me what else is he supposed to do? What else can you do in his position? He was an avoided fighter for a long time who had contract issues with a promotional company. To me, I consider him the person that changed the scope of business from Premier Boxing Champions. From shutting down Earl to even, man, people don't forget, man, PBC rolled with Canelo for this 3-fight thing. Canelo just came over to the Turk. So keep that in mind. Everybody that's listening, you can have a favorite fighter. We all have favorite fighters. And you have your favorite fighter for your reason. But try to be objective. You can't sit here and say, and again, Boots is supposed to say that that's a potential rival. I don't think that fight will never happen. But everybody, if you're going to do this pound for pound shit, if you're going to do this Mount Rushmore, try to be objective. You know, and if you do think your favorite fighter belongs in there, look at what they've done and who they fight. You know, everybody has different criteria. But be honest, man. Again, I love Jaron Boots Ennis, but he's one of my favorite fighters. But at the same time, I can't sit here and say fucking Terence Crawford don't belong on a. Come on, man. I mean, he's undefeated. He's undisputed 3 different weight classes. He went on a fucking 11-fight knockout streak at welterweight. I mean, for people to say he's not, or even be considered on Mount Rushmore, and I get it, man. There's Duran, there's Leonard. I love all those great fighters. But let me say this, he should at least be in a debate. So people need to remember that, man. You know, if you got a favorite fighter, and if you can link your favorite fighter with the greatest of all time, okay, cool. But let's not sit here and act like this man ain't done what
a lot of people didn't do and won't be able to do. I mean, let's not be. I mean, I guess you could leave it to Tip and Benitez to be a hater, but man, let's just be honest, man. Like at least Tip told you at the party, hey man, I can't even hate on this performance. You know, because let's just be real. It's what he did is legendary. And he's got legendary status. Ness, he ain't lost yet. He got an incredible knockout streak at welter. He has not lost yet, man. So people need to keep that in mind, man. If this is gonna kick Ennis' career off as far as him speaking more for himself, I'm all for it. And he's supposed to say that, man. You know, you're supposed to say that the guy that you wanted to fight or potentially could fight or who people compare you to is not on your list. You're supposed to say that. But at the end of the day, for all of us as boxing fans, let's try to be objective, man. You know, let's try to be objective in the sense that, you know, what he's doing is great. How he's had to do it, I mean, it's just a great example for anybody, not just boxing, but in sports, period. So let's not just be haters, man. But Ness, I appreciate you, man. I hope the show keep going, man. Still a good topic. I'm glad callers are calling in, and I'll check back in with you, Ness. Peace.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. Charles on a check-in. FJ, what up?
You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Shout out to the Boxing Voice. Make sure y'all like and sub. It was a beautiful day in Omaha yesterday. You know, what can I say? Like I said, as the self-proclaimed leader of the Bud Buddies, I don't really care anymore. Like, Ennis can have his opinion, obviously. Mount Rushmore is literally top 4. I think boxing might be the most subjective sport ever. So, you know, I don't mind people not having Bud there. The fact of the matter is he's in the realm. You know, that you can have conversations about him and Leonard, him and Hagler, him and Duran, him and Sugar Ray Robinson. You can have these conversations now, whether y'all like it or not. And you don't have to have him up there. So that's totally fine. But let's just be honest. I mean, Ennis, his whole camp, they're all haters, bro. And I don't respect a hating ass nigga. That's the difference. Like Tip Bayless and all these, I don't like hating ass niggas. I like real niggas. So, you know, it's totally fine. And he's not hating by not having on a list, but I mean hating by him and his daddy picking Spence, and then the day after Spence got his ass mangled, well, you know, it really wasn't the same Spence. You know, like the other caller said, he aged Canelo out. What? Isn't he 3 years older than Canelo? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. These things don't really matter no more. After what he did to Canelo, it's just nothing to really talk about. It's about legacy and money from now on. If he's going to fight anymore, I like him to retire because I don't see it outside of fighting Johnnebeck. And Johnnebeck only have 2 of the belts. And Carlos Adames' scary ass is not going to let him get that other belt. So outside of him fighting for the, you know, undisputed at 160, I really don't see what else there is to do. Again, fighting Boots, it still just does nothing for me unless, like, let's say he beats Boots next May and Boots goes on to become an all-time great. They're going to say he beat him early. So
They said
irrelevant.
that about Floyd Canelo, and let's be real, you know, you retiring Bud, but this is the last cultural fight he got. He's got Boots is his cultural big fight. Outside of Earl, this is next big fight within the culture for the people.
I disagree. By culture, you mean like niggas on Twitter and on YouTube? Because nobody knows Boots.
I'm talking about
outside of us.
How you gonna say nobody knows Boots, but he on Gilly and Wallow?
Yeah, I mean outside of, but I mean,
that's the music industry. That's what I'm saying. Like for the culture, that's the last big fight.
In my opinion, Boots is only relevant to hardcore boxing fans and semi-hardcore boxing fans. Outside of that realm, nobody knows who he is. So beating him, in my opinion, will literally do nothing.
See, this is the beauty about boxing. You know, dudes now use the same talking points that were used against them. You know, because I remember Earl fans telling y'all Bud fans that, you know, you guys were nobody and you didn't do nothing and nobody knew the fuck you were. But now here you are.
I
You
mean,
finally get the shoe
they
on.
still
You
said that.
finally get the shoe on, and now you want to be just like the people you allegedly hate. Y'all just weird.
I've always said this about Boots though. Isn't it? My opinion hasn't changed on this.
And that's
That is the
cool. That's
reality.
cool. And they've always said that about Crawford. That's what they said to keep him
And
away
they
and not
still
to give him
saying
the
it,
fight.
nigga, so it doesn't matter. They're still
It does.
saying it, so it doesn't
It
matter.
does matter. Are you not an adult? You doing what they did to you. You're not a fucking adult. You don't hear yourself.
I do hear myself.
Okay.
My point
So
is,
then
you
you
don't
on
get
your
my point.
nana
My
nana
point-
boo boo shit. That's what you on.
Yes, that's my point. My point.
Yes,
My
again,
point is,
a
fuck
fucking
Boots.
child.
That's my point.
A child.
My point is,
a
fuck
child.
Boots, fuck Boots,
That's my point.
Fuck Bosey,
You're a fucking
fuck
child.
Ennis, fuck Derek Ennis. That's my point. They don't deserve it, nigga. Fuck them. That's my point.
They
don't
deserve
get it.
But Crawford deserved it. You sound stupid,
You don't,
man.
Guess what? All I know is Boots got training wheels on. The nigga got damn near 40 fights. He caught one.
Bro,
fade,
let me tell you something that you fucking up. When Crawford was 27, when Crawford was 27, he wasn't fucking unified or lineal champ. Shut your dumb ass up. You don't know the sport. You don't know the sport. When he beat Ricky Burns, that was one belt. Shut the fuck up. Fuck up out of here. Niggas don't be knowing shit about boxing, want to talk shit. He doing more than Crawford did when Crawford was 27. But you talking about he ain't nobody, he ain't this, he ain't that. You a fucking hater, bruh. You doing the same thing they did to him. Gavin Goins, $5. They kill me with the bud was only great for one night. Yeah, 42 nights. Fuck out of here. Darius Flowers, $2. James, Sundays are the Lord's day. Choose love. Moose, $2. James, you hating on a Sunday? Come on, my brother. Jerry, $2. There is the excuse. Crawford, 38, aged. Canelo, 35. Out. Moose, correction. Come on, my brother.
And that shit craziness, ain't it, man? Like, it's a lot of boxers that accomplished more than Bud at by the age of 28, man. Like, look at it, man. Like, bruh, like, think about it, right?
I just told him that because he talking about, he got training wheels. How the fuck he got training wheels, but he did more than Bud on his first title fight? I mean, at 27. At 27, he did more. As a totality.
That's crazy, right? That shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy, right? So Boots is already ahead of the curve when you actually want to think about the comparison, right? And then even when you look at Bud's welterweight run and everything like that, besides Errol Spence, his title defense against Dangon Stanionis, it fares better against everybody that Bud fought, especially Jeff Warren, Benavidez, fucking Kavaliauskas, fucking Kell Brook, and even Sean Porter. Like, let's be real here. Boots already put in probably slightly more work at a younger age and even at Bud's best division. If he would have got maybe one more shot and maybe try to unify, maybe if the Brian Norman fight would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boots had potential, but it is what it is, man. Also, man, like, somebody else that's putting in work at a welterweight division, man, which is also crazy. His first title defense is actually Manny Pacquiao, the fight that Bud never got, man. How do you think Rolly Romero's going to fare at that fight? And, actually, when you think about it, when did Bud start unifying divisions and shit like that? What, 29, 30? Rolly's already 3 divisions. So is he kind of ahead of the curve of what Bud Crawford is? Could he turn out to be a future great? I don't know, man. What I'm just trying to prove here is, man, we just got to get off this high horse with Bud Crawford, man, acting like he's just the craziest water walker ever in history of boxing, man. Like, the nigga cool, but when you look down the resume and look down all this other shit, he ain't do all that, So, I don't know, man. These niggas right here, man, come on a Sunday. They think we supposed to just come in peace. We just need to come in truth. Like, but it's just cool, man. I'm glad he had a parade, though. I'm glad everybody in the Midwest, from Chicago to Memphis to Oklahoma City, was able to be part of it and see some greatness. But my nigga, man, like, bro, he ain't gonna fight no real niggas. And shout out to Stonebone, man. Stonebone, I intentionally did that because I saw you was on the line. I wanted you to come in and participate in the show. But let's be real, my nigga. Even though he was waiting for Errol Spence, why is he not waiting for Jamal Charlo, man, who's in line to fight for one of those 168 belts? Why is he not in line? Why he's not waiting to fight Jaime Munguia to actually give us that one title defense for all those 4 belts? At least show us that he's willing to defend instead of just hurry up and get out of the way and run out of Dodge, man, instead of trying to find some free smoke. But that's just my personal opinion. I think him fighting Jaime McGill will be better than us getting Jaime McGill versus Bruno Soares 3. But that'll be another news and those topic on another day. But as always, Ness, man, I wish the community a great, happy Sunday, man. And also, who's that call that said, man, just because you have an opinion and everything, you're a fuck nigga. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Shut that soft shit up. Ness, you be cool, man. Have a blessed Sunday, bro. Peace.
Alright. Fighting words.
Yo. Good morning.
What up?
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, definitely great parade for my boy Bud Crawford. I just want to throw something out there to some of you guys, especially the last dude that talk about Bud he's just okay, man. He ain't do this. But man, listen, man, y'all better start enjoying your greats, bro. While you got them, you know what I'm saying? Because the time goes fast, bro. Before you know it, Crawford has got gray hair. He's out of boxing. Like, bro, it happens fast, man. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy stuff while it's here. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you don't want to see the great fighters fight the great fighters, then just stop watching the sport, man. Like, Boots Ennis is on the come up. You know what I'm saying? Whether he accomplished as much as Bud or whatever, that's Bud's last real cultural fight. Like Ness said, like that's the really only biggest fight that's gonna be a 50-50 right now. So I mean, it might not never happen. I mean, besides maybe Benavides, but it might not never happen. But to be honest, like yes, me personally, that's like Bud. I mean, that's like Floyd get ahead and fighting kind of like Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence on the way out. You know what I'm saying? That would be goated. If he went and did that, that would be crazy. Like I'm gonna fight the next young gunner. Like that would put him over to me, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? To me, you know what I'm saying? Because now you really going like Floyd was like, I ain't doing all that right now with Thurmans and all of y'all right now. Spencer's, man, I got my money, I'm good. But as far as the fight, I would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you really can't hate on what Bud's doing in general, man. I want to talk a little bit about Canelo, though. What's up with Canelo? Hopefully Canelo don't retire. I mean, I want to see him fight a couple more times. I would love to see the Benavides fight. I mean, I don't know. It's probably not going to happen at this point, but I don't know, man. I think I want to see the rematch. I'm be honest. I want to see the rematch. I watched that fight.
Can I ask you why you still want the Benavides fight if you just seen a smaller man beat Canelo?
You know why? Because I think sometimes, first off, styles make fights, right? Bud being a little bit smaller guy, I tell people sometimes a guy that's a little bit smaller coming up, he's just a little bit faster eye, a little bit faster twitch. Now, Benavides does throw a lot of punches, but I feel like him going up to 175, he got a little step slower. Canelo can possibly, his style might work better for Canelo. I just feel like we got to see these style clashes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even those one guy losing with the triangle theory don't really work because they didn't fight. Benavides never fought Bud.
Didn't Bud beat Canelo because he outworked him? He landed combinations where Canelo wasn't throwing combinations. Like, I just don't see how you expect Canelo to do better versus a taller, stronger man that throws even more punches like that. Bro, that dude can't beat Benavides.
But not sharp punches. And this is the thing. Bud had to fight in small pockets. If you go back, I mean, I'm pretty sure you watched the fight again. But really, when you watch that fight again, that fight was a little closer than I mean, on the first watch, I thought Crawford washed him. You know what I'm saying? But when I go back and watch that fight, Canelo was touching Bud with some great body shots and hitting him in spots. Bud had to be very strategic in spots, hit him and then get out. And I'm gonna tell you, Benavides is not as sharp. He throws a lot of punches, but he's a lot wider.
But Canelo don't got the power, my bro. Like, he got decent power, and he could drop you with a shot you don't see. But like, Bivol took the power, and Callum, for the most part, took the power. Now you let a little dude take the power. Like, nah, mentally, I don't even think he gonna challenge himself to fight David.
to do that. I don't think so either. I mean, I'm listen. I just want to, I still feel Canelo's great. I think Canelo. My whole thing, I think he just need a change, man. Sometimes you need a change in,
I'm with you.
coaching or just something to get him a fire back. I really do feel like he still got something in him, because though my whole thing is this. Yes, maybe not Benavidez, but go after Bud for the rematch, because right now you only got a small window. You know what I'm saying? So, you lost. Now get up, get super motivated, and go for your last raw. What I mean? Your last raw. You know what I mean? Chance. You know what I'm saying? Because who else is out there, and you want to try to get your. Imagine come out and beat Bud in the next fight. Now it's a third match. Now that's over $100-something million more. You know what I'm saying? Like more, it's so much more money, so much more accolades, and for his pride and his country. I mean, he's a great fighter, man. Like he could beat Bud, bro, in a rematch. Like it's not guaranteed, but ain't why. Like it was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I think if he changed up some things, and he came back a little bit more focused on as far as what he needs to do, and try to take Bud out of his level, he could beat Bud, man, in a rematch.
Let me
and I'm pretty sure.
get to
I'm
some
pretty
other
sure Bud
callers,
will
champ.
take that rematch too. Yeah, no doubt. All right, peace.
So y'all know I ain't had a bell because obviously we was trying to let people wake they lazy asses up. But we got quite a few callers, so I do got to go back to the bell just to not have people waiting forever. Bandalorian, I see you waiting forever, but we got Bacavelli with the counter.
Yo, Nestor.
Good morning.
What's good, my bro?
Chilling, man. How are you?
Vibing. But I just wanted to comment, on the topic. You know what I'm saying? A good thing, a funny thing about this whole thing is I remember I called them before the fight. I was like, yo, this is what's gonna happen. Like, niggas gonna be like, oh, he aged the older man aged out the younger man. Niggas was gonna talk about age when it came to Canelo, and that's just what comes with the territory. Like, no one's gonna win and get 100% of the applauded. You could never expect that. But when it comes to the topic itself, I think something that I'm not sure if previous callers mentioned it, something that we got to talk about is what Bud's win over Canelo validated was the fact that most of the fighters in his era ducked him. That's kind of what set Spence apart from his contemporaries. Spence was somebody who wanted to be great. He was like, yo, I want to be undisputed. I want to have all 4 belts. It took him a while to get around to it, but Spence in the end went against the wishes of his handlers, for lack of a better term, because he wanted to be great. He ain't duck smoke. He was like, yo, yeah, I think I could beat him. Challenged himself, and then what happened. So that's why I always give Spence his credit, because he wasn't scared. He was like, yo, I think I could beat him. I'm going for that belt. But we know that the terms across the street, like the very term that Tank used the other day, this side, that side, all of those things came up because of Crawford, true or false?
I mean, I wouldn't say that because obviously they was doing that to Wilder. This side, that side, that's always been there. It's always been there. Remember, there was a Cold War before we start saying cross the street. There was a Cold War which represented Bob Arum and Oscar didn't deal with each other. So
with the lightweights. So I can concede that, but what I would say is one of the biggest modern applications of that we would say is Terence Bud Crawford. We can agree on that.
For sure.
So for me, one thing that I can say is he was ducked throughout most of his prime, and we don't even know what prime Terence Crawford is at this point. It's hard to judge a fighter who turned 38 today, who's doing things like moving up several weight classes and beating up.
Listen, I don't know about the whole duck situation. Obviously, I've said this before. People don't like it in certain companies, but it was mishandling, in my opinion. You don't
feel like Pacquiao ducked Bud?
No, he fought Thurman, he fought Ugas, he fought Barrios. You got to pay Pacquiao, bro. You got to pay Pacquiao.
But Pacquiao and Bud was on the same side of the street. Pacquiao's handlers even came out and said, "Yeah, we don't want that fight. Like we don't." That fight's
I think you got to send me a link because I remember Pacquiao being more than willing to fight him. He just wanted his $25 million. there was rumors, and I'm sure you could Google, Bob Arum, Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, the word Qatar, and see that there was negotiations. Bob wanted someone else to pay for the fight. It's easy to say that Pacquiao didn't want the fight. People said that about Earl, but then Earl got paid. I just can't run with that. It was a mishandling for me. And like I said, I know that the company don't like me to say this. They've called me on numerous occasions. But to me, you gave $6.5 million to Amir Khan at that age. You gave like $5 million to fucking Kelbrook. You gave like $6 million to Porter. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Let's just be real. Y'all did things wrong. And that's not on our fault. That's on y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's on them. That's on them. I mean, like you said, Earl, you give him credit. So when you going to tell Crawford, he should have said, nah, I'm not fighting Cav Velasquez. I don't give a fuck about your extra $1 million. I'm not fighting Benavidez. I don't care that you're taking me home.
I think the difference between these fighters we talking about is when we talk about fighters who's on the other side of the street, they came forward with excuses on why Crawford wasn't yet.
Bruh, but they legitimate excuses, bro. They legitimate excuses. You offering Danny a flat fee. The fuck we talking about? So you telling me Crawford and Danny wasn't a pay-per-view fight? Back then, when people barely was stealing? Like, what are we talking about? Like, really, what are we talking about? And what you about to say about Thurman? Because there's nothing factual about him asking for $10 million. I'm going to die telling y'all he ain't asked for $10 million.
That's not. I was going to bring up the fact that Thurman said that Crawford wasn't accomplished enough to fight him.
Yeah, and why don't you bring up the fact that Thurman was on a call with Bob Arum saying, just pay me, send me an offer. Now, am I going to lie?
So you saying that? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Now, go ahead.
I was just going to say, am I going to lie and say it's not easy to deal with PBC fight? Yeah, there's plenty of people that'll tell you they done negotiated with a PBC fighter only for the fight never to happen. Because, you offer a PBC fighter something and they use it as leverage. They're like, look, Al, this is what I'm being offered by Eddie. And now, all of a sudden, you got a PBC main event because Eddie was offering you a matchroom fight or Bob was offering you something. So I ain't going to say it's easy, or it would have been easy, but I'm also not about to say that they was ducking him, bro. Like, Danny wasn't getting paid. So what does he need to take a flat fee with a great fighter and not have that fight treated like a super fight when he could fight Sean Porter he did?
So are you saying the fights that they did make, the fights that they did take, they was getting paid more than what they was getting offered to fight Crawford? Or did you say that they felt like they needed a higher premium to fight Crawford? Would you say that, hey, why would I go over there if I'm making more money over here? Or was they asking for more?
I'm saying both. Like, look at the shows Danny put on. The shows Danny put on. Danny was selling out the Barclay. He's a draw in New York City. He fought Paulie in New York. He fought Zab in New York. Then he fought Thurman in March of 2017 in New York and broke records, bro. Like, you got to pay for that. Like, y'all bumped your heads, bro. Like, okay, Tank gonna fight a new way and give him $2 million flat? The fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, seriously, it don't work that way. And guess what they did? Oh, you don't want to play ball? Cool. We do a big show with Porter. We do a big show with Thurman. We don't need you. You need us. And it's always been like that. And y'all trying to rewrite history now because Crawford came out on top. And that's great to him. That's an amazing story. But it don't change what happened. It don't change that.
For me, there's always been a willingness to fight presented from Crawford's side compared to those other side. You saying that the reason for that was they wasn't getting offered the amount of money they needed to be.
I mean, you tell me. Listen.
I'm asking. Hold on. Let me just ask you. Let me ask you real quick.
But
you saying
the answers is right there. The answers
are
right.
Look at you. Listen,
I'm trying to show you numbers, bro. They offering Danny $4 million, but they paid Amir Khan $6.5. They offered Danny $4 million flat, but did Khan's fight on pay-per-view. They offered Danny $4 million flat, but paid Kell Brook more money. Like, what are we talking about? Are we blonde?
So
In
you
what
saying? So
world?
you saying across the board?
What world is Crawford Khan and Crawford Kelbrook bigger than Crawford Danny? In
So
what
hold on. So
world?
you want to? So hold on. Let me ask you a question. So to contextualize what you're talking about,
I
you
gotta
saying
go,
that
Bob.
during the oh wow, you
But go
can't just
ahead,
talk
finish
up
your
the whole shit
thought.
and not
I'm
let me.
just saying. I'm saying.
To
We've
contextual.
been
So
going
you
at it
saying?
for half an hour.
So you saying during the time? So you saying during the time that when he was with Bob, niggas was trying to like push him away, so on and so forth. Like as far as like they was offering fighters on their side more money than they would do his contemporaries who had belts, right? Okay, well then let me ask you this. Why, when Crawford was a free agent, right, and why, when he did come to the table and talk, why was Spence's handler so averse for Spence to fight the nigga? Don't that
Because
kind
he
of give
want
you
to do
some insight?
business.
Hold on. Let me finish the question. Don't that kind of give you some insight into their general disposition about how they felt about them?
No, bro. Because again, I follow the sport very closely. They just was not happy with the way he do business. You seen what Crawford did. Crawford changed the fucking financial business game, didn't he not? Didn't he go to Al and say,
Yeah,
what?
with the guarantee.
No, yes. He said, what? I ain't taking your $1 million and I want to see the books. And we all laugh, right? And I say we, generalizing, knowing that I was not the one laughing. I told y'all he had every right. He had every right. And we just seen Shay Shay sat down with who the fuck is that? Was that Scarface he was sitting with? And Scarface like, yo, 1 million streams is only $4,000, and you got to take their word for it. Even when you sold records, you got to take their word for it. Same shit Devin Haney said. I sold pay-per-views. I got to take your word for what number I did.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was right there. Yeah, I was. Of course.
So again, you know, I got to move on, but they just mishandled that, man. I don't care how many people tell me I'm wrong about that. They mishandled that. Like, bro, you spent $4 million on Crawford. We don't even know what Velasquez got. They paid Crawford $4 million. Like, in what world do I want to pay Crawford $4 million for Velasquez? How am I making a return on that? Like, nah, bro. They picked the wrong fights, bro. You gave Amir Khan more money than you offered Danny. You offered Amir Khan a better deal than Danny. More money and pay-per-view. So you offered a dude that Danny Garcia slept. He slept him for 3 belts. You offer him less and then say that you're trying to do business? No, you playing the minds of the fans to help you with your facade and this fake argument. Because none of that was true. Look at what they paying. How you paying Kelbrook that type of money? Tell me. Tell me in what world that makes sense, bro. Big boss.
They paid him for them chocolate brownies, Ness. Come on, man.
Yeah. Take them
Nah,
chocolate
you right,
brownies
though.
and lose. That's what they, I mean, bro, listen.
You
Bob
lying,
Arum,
man.
the
'Cause
one
you
thing
know,
I believe
we always
about
say
Bob
that.
Arum is, he said, I could have, I lost some Beverly Hills house on Crawford. Yeah, because you made them crazy mistakes. Whoever was in that room that day telling you, yeah, let's do Kelbrook. Let's do Kelbrook on pay-per-view of all things. Yeah, let's do Amir Khan on pay-per-view. Like, bro, come on, bro. That war room right there needs to get fired. Whoever put that shit together, they fucked up. They fucked up.
It's like I get it, like you said, with them trying to make something happen for Bud. But you're right though, because it always been from the beginning of the time. If a fighter is a high risk, low reward, all that, or they risky, you got to overpay an opponent. But you're right, you got to overpay the right opponent. Because yeah, why in the hell would you not overpay Danny Garcia? And two, like you was telling, bro, you're right about the Keith Thurman thing, because Keith Thurman himself always say, yeah, no, I never ducked Bud. It was just after I told Bud to get a belt, then after I got injured, when they offered me Bud or Pacquiao, he was like, for sure, I took Pacquiao because, of course, like you said, it was way more money. So can't trip on him for it. I agree with Keith there. Of course, we always wanted them fights, but still. So, but see, I get what brother before Benitez was saying on this. He wasn't talking specifically about the ages when it come to like Bud fighting Boots or something like that. Because I said this last week when everybody was talking about Bud could move down to 160 and all this. Tip had quoted it. Tip on Twitter. He quoted. He told nobody still can't tell me who Janabek unified with. I can, but I can't really pronounce that man's name. But still, that was an ugly ass unification. But I said if Bud was in the fight Janabek,
immediately off the muscle, Janibek will become a Euro bum, a manufactured champion. All the normal phrases: email champion, a hype job. And you remember when Janibek had fainted trying to make the weight, so of course he'll end up being weight drained if Bud was to beat him. So I'm like, that's what I think, bro. 2 calls ago was trying to say, So aside from that, I'm not really tripping on what you said, but my thing is this: why I don't get it. This why I don't get it. This is why I always say, like, Bud, Shakur, Virgil Ortiz. I know Devin had his spat with Ryan Garcia, but even Devin, them some of the few only smart fighters in the sports because they big up their opponent. Because how is it that, like, if Boots was to fight Bud, everybody would be telling him that if he was to beat Bud, let's say that, they were like, you just beat an all-time great. You just beat somebody who on Mount Rushmore. He'll be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that, John. I had to. And it's like, so how are you going to diss somebody that you could end up fighting just possibly because that's taken away and negating all their accomplishments and, like, their successes? Even with the people who wanted David Benavidez to fight Canelo, but when Bud beat Canelo, now they're like, oh, well, Bud beat or watch Canelo. Y'all wanted David Benavidez to fight the same Canelo, and y'all wasn't saying that he was washed beforehand.
Bro, they
That's
still
something I never
want him to
understood
fight
about people
him.
doing.
You still got people
That's what I'm
asking him to
saying.
fight. The
That's
boxing
what
makes
I'm
no
saying.
sense, bro.
No, I don't
It's the
get it.
fans.
Literally
It's the
never get
fans.
it. I don't get it. If I go over there, let me keep running because I'm gonna go over the Pro Box card. But I'm like, yeah, I literally don't get that, Ness. I hear you say that all the time. How is it that you wanted Boots to fight, but oh yeah, but a hype job. Now he ain't nothing. And it's like because of what bro's saying. He was the IBS Pacific mandatory for Arrow. Everything was all fine. I remember that fight. I remember Aaron was ringside and Boots, he said it I remember they interviewed him post fight. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to reel in the big fish. And then they went to Aaron ringside and Aaron was like, hey, I don't think he gonna like what he trying to reel in. He ain't gonna like his catch. Everything was perfectly fine then, but then when Bud won, Bud beat a car wreck Spence and stuff. And then like you said, people still want David Benavidez to fight Canelo. I genuinely don't get that. That's what I'm like. These boxing fans, man, they gotta be better, man. But aside from that, shout out to everything boxing there. So he told me yesterday on Twitter because I said after Najee Lopez won, I said after November 1st, Daniel Lappin fight. That's I think he with Boachuk and all. He with the Ukrainian fighter. He number 6 in the WBA. I said I want him and Najee next after November 1st. Everything
Y'all need
boxing
to
said
fight at the
Lappin
same
got
time,
hurt, so he ain't fight November
but it's
1st.
not your
So I
That's the
said
time.
fuck it.
bell.
Najee. So him and Najee next.
You
I
going
appreciate it,
again?
Ness.
Okay.
Nah, that's all. Cause
No worries. Let's see what we got. Major League Man, pound for pound, number 1 in the chat. Drop a bomb for the status. $5 super chat. He says, shout out to James Benitez, George Foster, Tip, Quest. I hope y'all keep crying, face with tears of joy. Ness, you the man. Appreciate you. Champ. Epic Sleep, pound for pound, number 2 in the chat. $5 super chat. Boxing, Mount Rushmore, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Roberto Duran, Jake Paul. Lord of mercy. Discord available, X Spaces also available. We got Brandon, X Spaces Counterpunch.
Yo. What up, Ness?
What up?
So since the Crawford fight and Canelo fight, I am very happy that Crawford beat Canelo. That was a legendary fight. I was actually with my girl at that time, and she didn't watch it with me, but right after we chilled, I watched the fight, and Crawford just did an amazing performance with Canelo. Pretty much won the majority of the rounds, and that's what we wanted to see from Crawford. He's a legendary fighter. He's number 1 pound for pound right now. So all that talk, all that hate about Crawford is simply nonsense. And people are starting to realize that this guy is top of the game in boxing. He's the greatest boxer ever. He has the resume to support it. He has the skills to support it. He has the wins to support it, and he just has the overall undefeated record, which is the main the capping stone or whatever you want to call it. Like the thing that exemplifies Terence Crawford is the fact that he's undefeated. So if he does lose a fight, which I don't think he will in his career, it could really, make his legacy a little bit worse. Similar to how Gervonta Davis has a draw on his record, that doesn't mean he's undefeated anymore because he has a draw. So I'm just happy that Terence Crawford fought, how he fought the way that he did. It was tactful, it was skillful. It wasn't just sort of the way that the previous fighter was, William Skull was doing that. He was running too much. He wasn't doing it correctly. He didn't know how to fight. He was pulling back too many punches. And just when Canelo didn't have the upper hand on Crawford, Crawford took advantage of those situations where he could throw that right hook, he could throw that upper hook, the uppercut to the head, to the chin, whatever you want to say, and he just got it done. He's a great fighter. Everybody knows that now. And now the next fighter that I'm looking forward to is Alexander Usyk, because he always puts on great fights too. He's number 2 pound for pound, and I can't wait for that. So lots of these good the fighters. Anything besides those two, I'm really not interested in watching boxing. Only if Terence Crawford or Usyk, the Jake Paul and the Gervonta Davis fight. I think it's kind of boring that they're still setting it up. They're doing it based on the money, which nobody cares about that fight if it's just based on the money. The thing that Terence Crawford, the reason why it brought so many viewers, Terence Crawford and Canelo, was because it was two of the top fighters in boxing at the time, like the skilled fighters. They didn't just do it on money. But Jake Paul and Greg Davis did do it on money.
But it's not your time.
That is the bell. Shout out to Big Nick with the Venmo. Thanks for the Sunday show, big homie, with the fire emoji. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I don't watch anything else, man. And I'm literally watching these fights that I missed yesterday. Man, Vaya is getting her ass handed to her. And this is Naomi, the sister of Yokasta. They fucking her up, bro. They fucking her up. This girl, what is it? Marcy or whatever? Marcy, maybe Marcy. No, not Marcy. I'm saying that wrong. Macri? Maybe Macri. She's a beast coming forward, bro. No fear. Vaya don't know what to do. Let's be real. She keeps trying to move. She's running in this shit. Left hook is catching her. Macri is definitely hitting behind the head whenever Vaya puts that head down. This is a tough fight for Vaya. That's crazy. But shout out to MVP because, they didn't just sign people that's only going to win. I mean, Sharetta Metcalf lost her first fight. Now Naomi definitely losing this fight. I'm pretty sure she lost. She been getting her ass whooped. We got Mikhail. What it do?
What's the word?
Buenos dias.
Yeah, man. Shoot, last night, man, got some great fights. Great fights. It's time for Najee to get up there and fuck up this light heavyweight division, man. He's beyond the level of fighters that Pro Box are gonna be able to pay and bring in. So it's time for him to get that big fight. So hopefully things pan out properly and they're able to negotiate, man. I don't think people understand how nasty the business side of boxing can be. I mean, you can have all the tools. He's a decent ticket seller down there. I don't know that he goes anywhere else and sells outside of what they built in Florida. But it's time for Najee to get his shot. He definitely has the skills to pay the bills, man. He looked sharp. You seen your guy Berlanga hop in the ring afterwards?
That chain was crazy. These dudes, boy. That shit was
was
so
crazy.
goddamn fat. I'm like, Lord, He
Hey, I know.
crazy. He too crazy. Even them earrings, 2 of them big ass earrings in each ear. He is crazy. But shout out to
Hey,
him, man. He been supporting Najee from the beginning. So that's
yeah,
always a good thing, man. He's always there for him.
and I was glad to see him just step out, man. Step out. You know, you take them L's. That's part of the game, man. That's part of the risk that we take getting in there, and that's cool for people. I'm starting to learn. You know, as I'm being around the game more and around more professionals. Like I was hollering at my guy Zane yesterday. We sparring yesterday. He really took the time to sit me down and holler at me and just like, bro, you gotta tune out the noise. Like you gotta tune out the noise, and just almost just build your own world to where you able to filter shit and just hone your craft, do what you need to do. But the business of boxing is a dirty game, bro. So you gotta have people around you that you trust. You gotta have people around you that are capable of doing their jobs, not just somebody you paying. What I mean. And like you was speaking to with Buzz career. I like that. I never thought of that. Like he was mismanaged. Like he was mismanaged greatly. Like top rank didn't do a great job. They positioned him to get the belts, but when you peel back the books and you really look at the numbers, some of them decisions don't make no sense. Like $4 million for a Velasquez is crazy. Like, man, you telling me that money could have been spent a lot better to put him in a better position and build his name a lot better. So, some of the guys that he missed out on, I was on his management. I was on his management for sure. But I'll holler at y'all, man.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
All right, all right. We got Quan, Midwest Mafia.
Yo, what up?
What up?
So man, just chilling, man. Hey man, shit. In this with his opinion, it's not really a snub. I mean, there's so many great boxers out here. Everybody got their personal favorite, so it is what it is. But I'm just here to really state this argument that I don't think he really deserves the fight with Boots. And people keep saying like, oh, he should do like how Floyd fought Canelo. But I just think that situation is completely different. See, because when Canelo and Floyd was fighting, remember, Canelo was on Floyd's undercards, and then Canelo became a draw to the point where he was able to say, no, I'm about to fight somewhere else. Like, he made a big thing. I don't know. The fight made more sense. My thing with Boots is I just don't think Boots is done what he's supposed to do. Shout out to him for being Lenio and beating Stanionis, and shout out to Stanionis for coming back and having a good performance. But still, it's other fights that Boots could have capitalized and took and became bigger, but he didn't do it. Like that's just a fact. So Boots could have fought. At least I think Boots could have fought Virgil. He could have fought Haney. He could have fought Tio. He could have fought Norman. I mean, I know that list go on. Fights he didn't deny. So my thing is when it comes to Turkey and with Crawford, Crawford just got 50 million to fight Canelo, and Crawford was the B side. So I'm assuming whatever Crawford doing from here going forward, he gonna want that same payday or something bigger. So like, let's be real. Is Turkey about to give Crawford another 50 million or whatever he want? It could be 75. You never know what the price be going up. Is he gonna give him that to fight Boots? And is that fight gonna be worth it? Like, let's, because Boots ain't did what he's supposed to do. Yes, Boots is a good fighter, but I just don't think he deserves the fight. And it's not no duck talk. It's just it don't make sense for Crawford at where he is at in his career. You talk about, oh, you know what I'm saying? Look out for the culture or something like that. Boots ain't doing no favor for Crawford, so it's like Crawford don't owe him nothing. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's all I really got on that. Hey man, shout out to TBV, shout out to Border Wars. Marvin, you cooked. I'm about to whoop your ass, and that experience that you banking on, the hard work you banking on, it ain't gonna work for you, because just for the simple fact, I just got that it factor, and I'm gonna show that November 8th. So, shout out to TBV, man. I'm out.
So somebody sent me an article,
You may feel like it's your time,
and
but it's not your time.
Crawford made $4 million for his purse with Brooke instead of his minimum 3.5. They gave him $4 million. They gave Brooke $2 million, and they put it on pay-per-view. Now you tell me, is a PBC fighter not going to take $2 million plus pay-per-view? And if they don't, Crawford made an extra $500,000 on top of his minimum 3.5. Remember Frank said, I need a little You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to give a little to get the name you want. That's just how this goes, man. But who am I? The AC the Great.
Yo, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. Shout out to all the football heads that's up watching football early. That's why I'm up. I didn't even know you was gonna be on. I wanted to piggyback off the Boots situation. I feel like Boots, all he got to do is say the word. He working with Eddie Hearn, who has the fast track to Turkey. If Boots say, hey man, let's stop playing games, let's get a big mega fight going on, he can have that right now. So we can't be mad at nobody but Boots, man. We got to just wait until Boots feel like he's ready. Boots obviously doesn't feel like he's ready to be on that level, because he can easily be on that level. Eddie Hearn's a great promoter. He could put him in good fights. And Eddie Hearn is working with Turkey Al-Sheikh. I wanted to ask you a question. Is Khan and Brooke, they on Top Rank, right?
No.
Amir Khan and Kell Brook?
You mean the fights took place on Top Rank? Yeah, but they don't.
No, I'm asking you, like, what promotion was those fighters on? I can't remember.
Shit.
I know for sure Danny Garcia was on PBC.
UK promoters. I'm pretty sure Amir Khan probably was a free agent, but Kell Brook probably was still with Matchroom.
With Matchroom, okay. So I got a different outlook on that whole PBC and kind of the Bud Crawford thing. Man, I think what it is I think the PBC didn't want to really match him up. Earl was the cash cow. Before Tank was the cash cow, Earl was the cash cow, man. And they try to stop that fight for hella long. Bud and Earl had to personally make that fight happen, with stupid stipulations. Okay, you come out first, but I'm going to be announced second, and all this crazy stuff. Then you got to look at Wilder. PBC didn't want Wilder to fight Fury. Wilder found Fury out of retirement. They damn sure didn't want the rematch. But these fights happened, and you see what happened after these fights. Earl Spence is in the abyss. Wilder got dropped by PBC. He ended up doing his own thing after those couple fights with Fury, and I think it just shows why Tank don't get the fights that he want to get, bro. He's seen these fighters, go against what PBC and Al Heyman told him, and he not finna be the next one. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the same thing for Danny Garcia. Like, they're not gonna put Danny Garcia up against Bud back then, because they were trying to make Danny Garcia a cash cow too. He was a big name. He was making numbers.
Danny already had losses at that time, champ. That's what I'm saying. And your argument only works for Earl. What about the other 12 PBC welterweights?
Well, I can bring up Keith Thurman. When Bud was undisputed at 140, right? Keith Thurman was doing his thing. Bud was trying to activate his championship status to move up and fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman kept saying, Bud needs to get a belt. Who is Bud? Bud's a little guy. Keith Thurman don't got to fight no Bud. And it's all like, how does Bud have to get a belt when he's already undisputed at 140? He's trying to challenge you, and he And honestly, I don't think that's Keith Thurman talking. I believe that's PBC talking because a bigger Keith Thurman at that time, I think, would have beat Bud. But with the PBC saying, "Hey, we building you, we doing this, we doing that. Let
But
let
champ,
let Bud do what
that's
he
you
doing," and
assuming.
passed up on that fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
That's
few
you
other people that
assuming
passed up on
though.
that fight.
You understand that's you assuming and believing your own assumptions. You talking about, well, with the PBC doing this and the PBC telling them to do this,
So
like,
so Ness, can you say this? It's either the PBC or it's Keith Thurman ducked
how did Keith
because he
Thurman
could have
duck?
fought Bud. It's on video. It's on
Bro,
video of Keith Thurman saying,
Keith
who's
Thurman,
Bud?
how can you duck when you are the number one welterweight? You are unified.
If the 140-pound
You may
undisputed
feel like
champion
it's your
says, "I want
time,
to fight you,"
but it's not your time.
and then you say he's nobody basically, and why do I have to fight him? Then you either the PBC don't want you to fight him or you duck the fight.
All right, that's your way of thinking. I mean, what would have been nice is for Bud to not only say he want to fight him, but for them to send an offer. And that's what Keith Thurman never got. Never.
But how can you get an offer? How can at that time?
I gotta go, champ. I gotta go.
How can Terence Bud Crawford send?
Terence don't send offers for starters. His promoter or his manager can reach out to Keith's manager, which that never happened. That's never happened. No one ever reached out to Keith Thurman's manager and said, "Hey, we got an offer for Keith to fight Bud on ESPN pay-per-view for such and such date. Can you see if you guys are interested?" That's never happened. So you guys got to stop with this, believe in your own assumptions. You literally was talking for the PBC. Well, Keith, we trying to build you up. I don't think you should take, what the fuck? You living in a whole fantasy world having conversations with people, characters you're creating in your head. Shit is crazy. Bro, I've been doing this shit for 14 years, man. Show me an offer, bro. Show me an offer. Show me an offer. You see what Xander sent Virgil? That email? That's intent. Show me that. You can't just tell me you want to fight and then don't send no letter of intent, no term sheet, no contract. Shit, crazy. What up, champ? You're breaking up very badly. Mike, Omaha. Mike, gotta unmute.
Boxing voice. What up, baby boy?
What up?
Yes, sir. What I man? Been a long, long day, you know what I'm saying? Fresh from the party. You know how we do it, baby boy. Yes, sir.
Oh, you went
Up
to the
in
after
here.
party too?
Believe it. Believe it. We was in there. What you mean? This is a home team. You gotta support my boy. Stop playing, man. Help is on the way.
I didn't know you was a
I
party
sent you some shit on your
animal.
bro. That's my dog. It's his birthday today. I have to go celebrate with my nigga, man. What you mean? I would just be calling just cause I'm a fan. That's my nigga. That's my boy. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like shit. This is T. Crawford time, dog. I'm just not an ordinary fan. I'm a fan of him. Nah, dog. We actually went to school together. I actually know him. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking it last night, man. Did you see the parade?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I sent you some shit on your
I
on
seen it.
Instagram too.
I seen your video with Bernie, right?
Bernie, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Help is on the way. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, do you not remember when Keith Thurman used to talk that shit? Who want the WBO belt? Nobody. You remember that shit?
He still never got an offer.
Because he never wanted to fight Terence Bud Crawford, man.
How do you find that out? By sending an offer, right?
Or because you remember that new little saying they said, across the street. He on the other side. You know how that shit started? That shit started when Terence Crawford came to 147. You never heard that cross the street
That
shit
ain't start
before.
with Terence Crawford. It started with
Yo, yes it did.
Mayweather and Pacquiao, and that fight got
No,
done.
hell no.
And that fight got done. Then after that fight, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, which was PBC
They
and
was
Top
never
Rank,
said across the street, bro.
they also got to do the fight. Again,
But they never said that
Top
across the street
Rank,
shit. They was
listen to
never
me.
saying that.
Top Rank never sent no offers because they didn't believe the way they believed in Pacquiao and Fury. Just be honest with yourself.
Bro, they never was saying that cross the street shit, bro. They
My
never was
brother,
on the other side of the street.
they were
You
saying
never was
Cold
saying
War.
nobody.
They were saying Cold War. Cold War.
I know, but they started that cross the street shit when Terence Crawford came in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about, bro. And Keith Thurman said nobody even liked the WBO belt. WB no. Come on, you know, keep running me, man. It's a celebration today. It's a parade in my city. You know what I'm saying? They said about 25,000 showed up for the
You
motherfucking
may
GOAT
feel like
last
it's your
night,
time,
Ness. 25, you
but
should
it's
have
not your
pulled
time.
up, Ness. Keep running. You should have pulled up, man. You know what I'm saying? We had everybody in this motherfucker. He had my boy on the throne, looking like a motherfucking king, dog. You know what I'm saying?
They needed to make that sign a little bit bigger. That shit was, I don't know why he ain't have a better like kind of float like that sign. It was just like a little sign.
The camera just probably didn't do no justice, bro. That float was hard as fuck, bro.
I'm
The
about to
camera
go to
probably just
his
didn't do no
page.
justice. Oh man, that float was hard, dog. I'm telling you, that shit was hard. You probably have to just see it in person. It was way better. The boat was cool too, but this one was fire. When I say that, I
I'm
mean
talking
that.
about this sign. This is what I'm saying. Like this, I don't know. I don't know. I felt like this should have been bigger. It was just like a little square with the two logos and his name behind his
Man, I'm
chair. You
telling you,
feel me?
bro. Come on, bro.
Come on, that's
Everything gonna be.
his float. So it's like that shit should have been big so people know. Oh, that's he's coming down. That's him.
Oh, trust me.
Look, it's
Trust
even
me.
thin. It's like, hey,
They
look,
knew who
I
it
ain't gonna
was.
say much because they gonna call me a hater. You know how that goes.
Yeah, you hating.
There it is. You see? There it is. There
It's
it
all
is.
good though. It's all good though. Cause guess what? When niggas hating, that mean you doing something right.
That's
So you
crazy.
gotta
Really
hate.
calling that
I
hate.
like that.
Really calling that
Yeah.
hate. Look, here
You
go the front view.
nitpicking on that.
I ain't man, I just gave a suggestion. They should have had the name bigger so it could be seen from down the street. That's it.
Bro, that shit, it was seen, bro. There's too many
Listen.
people to be
You
seen.
can't
You know what
hate.
I'm
You
saying?
can't hate on Bud. He the only dude I even know that ever got a parade. So I'm not hating on that, man. That's y'all.
And guess what? We're gonna have another one. Woo! We just waiting we trying to see who else on the menu, who we want next. You know what I'm saying? My boy looking like a motherfucking star right now. You know, I feel real good, vindicated. All these niggas that hated on my boy. Yes, sir. My boy getting what he deserved. He getting what he motherfucking deserved. Shout out to the whole squad. Shout out to TBV, man. Shout out to you, my boy. Keep doing your motherfucking thing. You know I had to come and check in, you know. Yesterday was a great fucking day. Today gonna be a better day. Sunday, fun day. Football starting a little bit. We got football game on action right now, but you know, I gotta get rejuvenated from last night, recover from last night, because we did a little partying in the city last night. Yes, sir. Shout out to the motherfucker squad. And guess what? If you ever need me, I'm only one call away, Ness. Help is on the way. You have a good day, my boy.
Yes, sir. Salute, salute. Enjoy your Sunday. We got Nike Hendricks in the building.
Yo, you got me?
Yes, sir.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
To the boxing boy. Shouts out to Mike, man. You know, my boy out there in Omaha with Bud. You know, and Jorge, you's a hating ass nigga, man. I heard Jorge call earlier. That nigga's a hater, bro. That nigga brung up some fucking
Julio Cesar Chavez. He never seen that motherfucker fight. I guarantee you he never seen Julio Cesar Chavez fight. And then you go through his box rate, that nigga lost every big fight. He only beat, what, one of them once? Out of the 4 king, he beat him once. But other than that, the motherfucker lost every big fight. Like, come on, man. I'm tired of this shit. And then he talking about, one of the callers like, yeah, let's let the new people come in and this and that. But then the nigga bring up Julio Cesar Chavez. The old motherfucker. Don't worry about the change. The old motherfucker who a lot of these young people never seen fight. I ain't never seen Chavez fight. That nigga ain't on Mount Rushmore. The fuck? And what's the name? And Bud, man, he one of the best ever, man. I don't know why people trying to bullshit him. Like the other caller said, he been in the championship fight since what, 2013? No, 2014? From Ricky Burns to Canelo Alvarez, it's always been a championship fight. And I know Keith Thurman, your boy. Well, come on, man. Start putting logic with logic, man. All this, you ain't send the offer. You remember what Tank said? You don't send me offers, I send you offers. But now, the B-side can send an offer.
Man, the B-side always sends offers, man. You don't know what you're talking about because you obviously didn't live through Wilder's career. He didn't send AJ a $50 million offer.
I mean,
Bruh,
he did, but
this business, man, this business. Tank didn't
listen,
just
though,
get no.
AJ
Your dumbass argument don't make sense. Didn't Tank just get sent an
how?
offer from Jake and he took it? Shut up with this
It
dumbass
don't,
logic.
no. Hey, well, Tank supposed to be the A-side.
Man, if you don't get your stupid ass out of here, where the fight at? It's on Amazon Prime?
It don't
Oh,
matter, dog.
it
How is
don't
Jake the
matter. It
A-side?
don't
What
matter.
Jake
Get
did
the
is
fuck
fighting.
out of here, bruh.
What Jake did is fighting,
Just say
man.
you made a mistake, bruh. He ain't no
What
fucking
Jake did is
A-side.
fighting. What, man, Jake been fighting you retired UFC fighters,
Man,
man.
all right, bro. You got an excuse, man. Your argument got a hole in it, and you mad.
That nigga fought retired UFC fighters, man. Come on, man. That nigga not no A-side in boxing just because he a fucking Disney star who bring teeny bopper eyes to the sport. Fuck out of here, man. I told you, Ness, I use logic when I think, man.
Man, you
I
ain't
don't
using no
fall
logic. You just
bullshit,
rambling
man.
right now because you see you
No,
lost. You
bro.
sound
No,
stupid.
bro. No, bro. Logic is
A
not putting
dead
no
man in a
fucking Julio
coffin
Cesar Chavez
just
in my
scratching at the box.
Mount Rushmore, and I never seen Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Fuck, I'm gonna put him in the Mount Rushmore for it. That's logic. That's logic. That's logic. You seen Julio fight, so yeah, you can probably put him in your shit. I ain't never seen that bum ass nigga fight.
Bro, this
That's
is a
logic.
subjective thing. That's his Mount Rushmore, not yours. You
Man,
come on here
his
mad at
Mount
him.
Rushmore is this.
you
I
you
wouldn't even
hilarious, man. What about an
I
old
wouldn't
head?
even put
Somebody
Tyson in
from
my
not
shit.
from this era gonna be mad at your list. Like, what is you talking about?
I wouldn't even put Tyson in that shit. I ain't even see Tyson fight. He was at the end of his career when I got into boxing. Like, come on, man. I'm just like, niggas got to start using logic and see what they see. I done seen Crawford whole career. Crawford beat a bunch of these niggas who on these other niggas Mount Rushmore. All these old ass niggas, man. Fuck out of here. Y'all talking about let the new come in. Like, come on, I'm tired of niggas talking about some Sugar Ray Robinson. That motherfucker fought in the 60s. A lot of you niggas wasn't born during segregation. Fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of that bullshit, man. Y'all niggas start using logic and think, man. That's my call, man.
Logic and think. Man changed his whole argument after he got caught. Lord of mercy. Starks, what up?
Oh, what's going on? Can you hear me? I've got these headphones in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Interesting topic. I mean, yeah, I wasn't mad at Ennis's list. I thought it was actually quite a good list, and there's no reason to put Bud in there if he doesn't like admire his style or look up to him. But also, moving on from that, you said that's his like last cultural fight. But didn't Turkey Alex Sheik said like he needed like 2 warm-up fights before he settles at 154? So if Crawford's at 168, how is he meant to fight Crawford if he needs so many warm-up fights, etc.?
No,
How
I
does that
hear
work?
you. I hear you. I mean, Boots not being ready doesn't have anything to do with me thinking that Boots Crawford fight is a big fight for the American public.
Yeah, it's a big fight, but like I said, if Crawford is the top of the game, so he needs warm-up fights for Bolchek and them other guys. So that's a bit confusing for me. And besides, he could have fought Crawford at 147, but according to certain sources, he chose not to. But that still be a good fight. But for me, the only way that makes sense is if he goes up to 160, beats the title, then Crawford can come down and try and take that belt off of him. So if that's the fight that he wants, I think that's the avenue he should go for. But what I'd really like is if Turkey and the Sheik sets up some type of tournament, a 160 tournament, like Trinidad and Hopkins and Joppy back in the day, and the last man standing. I think that would be really exciting. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would love it. I would love
Yeah.
any
What
sort of
about the?
tournaments and things like that, bro. That all helps the sport, man.
Yeah. Do you mind a particular fight order or Johnny Beck first? Fight Lara. It doesn't
I
matter
mean,
either way.
I would like to see Laura and Bud. Wow, Johnny Beck and Adames fight. I don't want to ruin the Johnny Beck Adames fight. They've been having a beef for a long time. It would be unfair for Bud to step in and beat Johnny Beck, or Bud to step in and fight an Adames and beat him and ruin a fight that's, bro, how long has that fight been brewing, man? Manifesting for how long now? And we just going to let somebody skip the line again? I mean, he just skipped the line for David, bro. Like, fight Laura. Nobody ever wants to fight Laura. Let those two settle their beef. This way we know that the one that beat the other really deserves the Bud fight.
Yeah. That's all good. But I'm a Bud fan. But what I don't want them to just split the belts and Bud just fights one guy for the belt. I think he needs to put in a bit more work this time. Like he fight one champion, then
Yeah, I
fight
mean,
some
it'll
type
be
of
two fights. He
tournament.
fights Laura, then the
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But
So
I don't know
yeah.
that that's what he wants to do, you know?
Yeah, Burbank said you got 2-3 fights left, so a tournament is a great way to end it. Like that's yeah, that would be fantastic. But also, I got one question before I go. Did Floyd Mayweather ever win a ring belt? I know he never got undisputed, but did he ever win a ring belt? Ring magazine belt?
Shit, I'm sure versus Pacquiao had to be a ring on the line.
I don't know about that, but I know that he could have fought Kell Brook for the undisputed, but he didn't go that avenue. So, but yeah, I never seen Floyd with a ring belt. Maybe someone can educate me with that. But anyway, that's what I got. Let's take it easy.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure for the Pacquiao fight, he got the ring because those 1 and 2. Dom.
TDV, can we hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Terence Crawford. Shout out to the parade. Shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to everybody who came out. It was a great day, a glorious day, a very unique day. Not every day do you get a parade for a world champion boxer. But it's happened twice in Omaha, so that should count for something. And yeah, this parade was very special. I'm not sure how the footage is comparing to the first one that you attended, but yeah, Omaha came out. They didn't skip out on this one because they went to one 2 years ago. In fact, seemed like more people came out, and that's how it should be. It was a bigger win, bigger occasion, and yeah, I had a great time personally. Got to meet a lot of great people, talk to some great people, talk to Bud, talk to his team. It was a great day. I think Crawford is definitely going to fight again based off how he was speaking yesterday. I'm not sure if I missed somewhere where he said he actually was, but from what I gathered, he's he's got some more to go, some more goals to accomplish. But yeah, it was just a great day. Everybody was positive. It went perfect. There was no hiccups or anything. Everybody who came out, they
they did their thing. Everybody spoke up on Crawford. It was just a great day of celebrating and a great day for boxing. That's what you're supposed to do is uplift your sport figures like him because he's doing it right. Any other sport, this guy would have MVPs out the ass, and all type of accolades. So it's great that the city awarded him everything that they did, and people get to see him on his victory lap. That's all I got. I got some content I'm gonna edit up, and yeah, peace.
All right, Chip. Appreciate you. Last call for callers. If you're trying to call in, now is the time. We got Tevis Smith, $2 super chat. Excuse me. Pound for pound number 2 in the chat. $5 super chat. I don't need to see David versus Canelo, just like I didn't need to see Oscar versus Chavez. But the passing of the Mexican torch is good for boxing. Yeah, man. Well, we need to get a passing of the American torch because Floyd didn't do that. Is Bud going to do that? And until others do that, because ain't nobody passed the torch in the Puerto Rican torch. So, forcing Canelo to fight Benavidez to pass the torch when you ain't forcing Bud to fight Ennis to pass the torch, and ain't nobody forced Cotto to fight Xander to pass the torch. We got to knock this shit off, man. This double standard for Canelo is hilarious, bro. Tevis Smith, $5. Y'all capping. Boots has just as good as a resume to fight Crawford as Canelo had when he got the Floyd fight. Yes, sir. That is true. That is true. I think I got Q and North. Ness, you wrote Boots off, but look how fast one comment got his name in the mix. If he blow Lima out in style and call Bud out at 160, he jumps the line. I don't know how you mean I blew him off or wrote him off. I don't know when I did that, but okay. Pound for pound number 3 in the chat, $2. Q and Nork says, Ness switched up in 3 days, told me Boots wasn't big. I'm just saying that's the last big fight, for us. It ain't ready yet. You hear the people calling. I'm telling them it is, and the people calling saying, oh, well, Boots asking for tune-ups. When is we going to do that? You yourself asking for the fight to happen at 160 without a belt. People got questions. If it was a big fight, they wouldn't have questions. I'm saying that's the last person, though, available for him to make a big cultural fight. Dom, counterpunch.
Yo, but speaking of Boots, I didn't see the newest clip of the Mount Rushmore, and then I definitely didn't see him saying he fell asleep during Crawford's fight prior to yesterday. I wish I did because I would have asked him about Boots. But also they got that Mount Rushmore clip off of he got presented the Ring Magazine belt, I guess, over the weekend in his hometown. And is it not a little peculiar that both events were Ring Magazine sponsored and they put it on the same? I know he's got a fight coming up, but they put it on the same weekend. And then they asked him about. I don't know. It seems like maybe they're trying to not set up a fight, but kind of force Boots' hand and get him in these.
They got to get him in the mix. They got to get him in the mix.
Yeah, I think they are. But it comes with that. You got to move up. You got to meet Bud on his terms now, but I do think that they're gonna set that up. Hopefully, Boots gets his tune-ups and is ready for that smoke because that'll be a fantastic fight if we get that in the next year or two. But I just had to chime in with that. I wish I had seen those videos earlier because I would have definitely asked them. But yeah, that's it. Peace.
All right. Pat Bandero.
Yo, you can hear me?
We hear you.
Shout out to you, Ness, for rocking out on the Sunday. Yeah, man. Shout out to Crawford for his achievement. And really, yeah, I would love to see that Bud Crawford against Boots, man. Not only like it's not even like about belt thing. It's just the style of the fight, like the matchups. Just like that would be beautiful, beautiful skills displayed. But I remember that what I was saying that before. You were not into it, Ness. I do remember that. Like
What?
I was saying, I would love to see the fight, but Boots against Crawford.
Yeah, I
I'm just like,
mean,
yeah, no.
again, when you look at the landscape, what else is bigger than that? Johnny Beck is not
I
bigger
mean,
than that. You know, it all depends what you. That's why I'm being clear to emphasize last big cultural fight. Johnny Beck isn't that. You know, Xander is not ready, which that could be a good fight, but he's not ready in terms of his fan base. I don't think Puerto Rico's going to come out for him because he's fighting Crawford, knowing that he's still a.
oh, yeah, I think the Boricuas they into Xander. They into like I
No,
watched
I
like
know.
some of their podcasts.
I
They go
understand
crazy on
I
on
understand
Xander.
they're into them. What I'm asking you is, do you think that Puerto Rico is going to stand behind him if he fights Crawford? Or they're going to be like, man, he's not ready yet. Why he's doing it so soon?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's protection. That's
Again,
more
so
protection
so
than
you won't get
yeah.
that big Puerto Rico versus African American because they don't fully believe in him yet. He's just got there. He just got there. That's not even Canelo. At least Canelo won the belt and then beat Trout. He just got there. So that fight's off the table. What else? What other big fight for any culture?
But also Ness, like I had the argument with you. You were saying like Boots not even a dangerous fighter at 154. So what would you have like Boots fighting like
Yeah,
Crawford as
because
like
this isn't about who could beat him. This is about last big cultural fight, an event,
if you have a big
Pat,
cultural
an
if you have a
event,
big cultural fight
an
if you have
event.
a big cultural fight,
I'm talking about something that if they announce it, the boxing voice can say we having a fight party and people want to come. You know they gotta want. Like you tell me. Is Johnny
yeah.
Beck gonna get you to fly from the UK to watch him fight Crawford in Madison Square Garden or Las Vegas? That's what
You
I'm
know that. You
asking.
know I wouldn't do that.
And that's my point. What is the fight that's gonna get people to spend money to come together? What is the fight that's gonna be in Buffalo Wild Wings, at your Twin Peaks, your Hooters? You know, I don't know if Nando's shows fights in the UK, but your Nando's. You know, what is that fight? These fights from last night weren't in any of the sports bars. What is the fight that he's
Yeah, of
gonna
course not.
fight that's gonna put him in sports bars? That's gonna make me do a fight party? That's gonna make Brandon in Cincinnati fly to Vegas? You understand? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about a fight. It's not.
Okay,
Anybody
so
could
you're
just
talking more
fight.
about, you're talking more community wise.
Event, my brother. Cultural event. An event. A movie. Like a fight, bro. A fight. You know what I'm saying? If Tank fights Shakur, we want to go to it and we going to do a fight party for it. A fight that we care about. Not just a fucking Kavalaskis fight again. You don't get it? This is crazy.
No, I see what you mean, but I still at the same time I'm saying like this is the fight I wanted to see like even before, like it's not even like now, like this is the type of fight I want to see as a boxing fans because of the skill and because of the a bit of history between those two. But yeah, I hear you, man. Like I ain't mad at that. But shout out to Crawford and also Ness. You have to. Did you watch the Pro Box yesterday?
Yeah. My boy
Hey, your man
lost.
Dominicano, like the Raul Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, look, bittersweet, right? Bittersweet. My boy Moreno,
Bro,
a.k.a.
that
Baby
was a hell of a
Benavidez
fight, man.
lost, but the Dominican got some shine, man. Shout out to Hector Bermudez. He
Bro,
was right.
that was quality fight. Like you could see the game plan. He been stabbing that stomach so many times. Like you could see it was frustrating Moreno. That was a hell of a fight, man. And Paulie, I know Paulie's your man, but Paulie was wilding, man. At some point, he was thinking like that could be like he was like with the decision. He was thinking that was like that should be like a tight decision. That was the UD easy for Raul Garcia. I don't even know what he was
I
talking
don't
about.
know. I
Like,
thought it was tight. I thought it was tight.
nah, man, watch it again, bro. Like, I know, like sometimes you could have some swing rounds, but if you watch the whole fight, you watch like each round, you could see only sometime
Bro,
like
Moreno landed punches every single round
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
bunches. He closed his eye. I didn't score it. I'm watching it. I was in the eighth round during this morning in the eighth round doing the show, and then Scotia Boxing hits me up like, "Yo, I made money. I knew your man was gonna lose." I'm like, "Fuck!" I ain't even finished seeing it, and I find out that Moreno lost. So I watched it all the way through. That wasn't a knockdown, so nobody scored it as a knockdown.
Wait. Ah, that's what, actually I can ask you that. Why you don't think it was a knockdown? You didn't see it
Bro,
as a knockdown?
hell no, no punch landed. I didn't even understand
What do you mean? That was a
Yeah.
jab.
Yeah,
That's why I said
no.
police wild because he was saying like it was you don't score a knockdown with a jab. I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah,
He's
I didn't see any fucking jab, bro. I see
Look
my
at
man.
it
I see
again.
my man throw a left hook and put.
Yeah, and then because he got jabbed, he lost his balance.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
see
why
that.
he did like a 360.
I didn't see that at all. And I
Look
rewinded
at
it,
again,
bro.
man.
You out of control. I'm gonna have to look at it on my laptop. I was watching it on TV,
That was a
but
jab, bro.
I
Like,
rewinded it because I'm
honestly,
like,
was a
why
jab.
is the Dominican like, yelling like, what is he yelling at the ref? Because I don't watch it with TV, so I rewinded it. I don't know, bro. I
No,
didn't see no jab.
Trust me, it was a jab. It was a proper jab. Like it was a jab that made him like lose, like lose his balance. That's why he did like a 360 with his hook. But shout out to you, man. Thanks.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
We don't believe you, Pat.
Hey, man. Shout out to you anyway.
Q and North, pound for pound, number 2 in the chat, $5. Stylistically, the most interesting and easiest to sell could be for an interim. Bud will be out 18 months, so Boots got time to make a case with 2 to 3 fights. I don't know that Bud gonna be out 18 months. I think this was only 13 months. Counterpunch James, but I don't see your hand raised. If you're trying to call in, now is the time. James, you busy? Got Donnie. What up?
Yo, Nuts, what's good, my guy?
What up?
Chilling, man. Shout out TVV and everybody. Shout out to the Discord and everybody, and they be mixing it up in there. Now I was trying to call for a minute. From back with the Canelo, but I'll be all jacked up or whatever. But yeah, man. As far as today, I seen the Crawford parade. That shout out to Crawford and all that, man. I think he deserved that, man. I caught on to Crawford a little late, you know what I'm saying? So, but just to see how he did his thing with Canelo, I thought that was great. Shout out to Canelo too, man. I don't think Canelo should retire or anything like that, man. I think, the better man won that night, and even, Canelo kind of respects that too. So I would love to see him get back in the ring. With the Ennis thing going on, I remember back like in the summer when everybody was coming at Ennis, there was like, you fighting this Lima dude. He was the talk for like a good couple days. But like he was sparring with Canelo and everything, and he, what I'm saying, he probably it'll make for a good match if he do fight with Crawford if they ever do have that. So I think that'll be dope if they have that going on. But that's now what you call it. Ennis got the fight coming up in a few weeks. I'm not even like the community already voiced it. They're not really a fan of the whole Lima thing or whatever. He talking about it's gonna be a great fight, but what happened back in the days when I think it was an episode of $1 Million Worth of Game and Ennis and Crawford was talking about fighting. I don't know what was going on back then. Like why they ain't fight back then? Anything? You got any cap on that? Any knowledge on that?
I mean, it just always points to Boots' team not necessarily being ready. There's rumors and articles or, videos that they reached out for the Black Prime fight and Boots' team was staying loyal to Showtime.
Okay. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like Boots' resume, his story is like, bro, you like the underdog. Like you don't even really be getting it crazy. Like I watch his fights, but you're not lit like Crawford. So like he talking all like, oh, Crawford ain't this, Crawford ain't. I guess you're supposed to say that because y'all competitors, but like you're not messing with T Bud, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just want to call in or whatever. I know that I don't want to talk about too much. I'll be back on it. I'll be back up, man. Just keep doing your thing, Ness, man. Shout out to you staying consistent and doing that. Keep it up, man. Shout out to the whole TBV and everybody, you know?
Appreciate you, champ.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
You got it, boss. You got it.
All right. Speaking of consistency, yeah, I did that 100 sit-ups yesterday. Yeah. Been doing some sit-ups every day, a little bit at a time, keeping them 10,000 steps. Actually, I done got to 13,000 per day, pretty much. James, you got a counter, but your hand not raised. You are my last caller. Better get it now. We about to go. Who the hell? Jumping on late here, Mr. Amin. No service Amin. Oh, what up?
Buenos dias.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good, my brother. Shout out to the TBV community. I apologize in advance for the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, no, it's clipping out already. Yo, why don't you
Already.
have a fucking Ethernet cable, bro? Can't be that hard.
You know what? No, it's not. It's just that where they got the shit positioned in my house is like I have to get them to go in the fucking walls to change it. So
Yeah, you
let
cutting
me
out,
jump
but
out and
hey,
jump
man,
back in because I want to talk
try your
boxing. Let
best.
me
Go
jump
ahead,
out.
jump into it. See if we going. Oh, he jumped out. Yeah, man, that's that bad service, man. What up, James?
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up? I mean, y'all hear me?
Nah, he dropped off. I'm here. We hear you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that Jersey internet must be shit today, but it is what it is. Yo, man, like Ness, man, let's think about it though, man, right? Like, yo, the parade was cool. It was cool though, man, but like, let's be honest though, man, like it didn't stop the world or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It was only like a big event just for like boxing purists and shit. It wasn't like, hey, everybody, like we got the champion that done that done took over 3 divisions of boxing and everything, and everybody must watch. Like, bruh, like you don't see the casuals talking about it. They weren't like, hey, I gotta hop on YouTube and watch the event or anything. It was just cool. It was good for just the local patrons and business of Omaha, Nebraska, which is a good deal. But bro, let's be honest, we're making it a bigger deal than what it is because it was an expectation from Team Bud that this is gonna be easy work. So like, you don't think that's like over celebrating when you think something is easy work, just like they thought with Earl? Like 2 parades, my nigga. Like that's a little much right there. When you think something's easy, you just move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? You just get back in the office, get back in the gym, maybe go on a little vacation with your family. But a parade, though, my nigga, was something that you think is easy, and you said it's gonna be easy for you. But I don't know. I digress. But nah, man. Shout out to Team Bud though, man. They in I think the word I want to use is career preservation right now. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all guys in the community can't spell and shit or whatever, but it's niggas just trying to really just save his career and take the easy way out. But he does have one other cultural fight that he could take this, and you know what that is? That's actually Charlo. The streets do want to see that and everything. The streets would be interested in Charlo, especially if Charlo was able to dabble at 160. Yeah, let him mean come back in. 'Cause I know he got some hate to spew as well. But that's the only other cultural fight other than Boots Ennis. But other than that, man, like Boots Ennis is too high risk, man. He's just I think he just outside the criteria of being too young, not enough damage, and not enough wars. Whereas Charlo fits the criteria of somebody that Bud will fight and kind of oversell to us as a good risk. Because I mean, we done seen Charlo wounded a couple of times by Castano, by goddamn Tony Harrison, and let alone Canelo. So I mean, a opponent as well. So I mean, people assume that that'll be easy work, but Team Bud they could sell us that that's a great fight, get a defense or get another fight and everything, and sell it to the people like and get another parade for beating the former undisputed champion at 154. So man, let's go ahead and get parade. Let's go ahead and get ready for multiple parades going on in the city of Omaha, the great state of Nebraska and everything. And let's keep it pushing. Shout out to the community. Yo, shout out to Mike from Omaha, man. You stopped saying help is on the way. Now you're saying parade is in my city. Shout out to you for getting a new tagline and everything. Just keep them shits coming. And always, Ness, shout out to you, man. Appreciate the good show as always, man. You be cool, bro. Peace.
All right. I mean,
Hey,
you good?
I,
You may feel
yeah,
like
I
it's
hope
your
so,
time,
man. And I got
but
something
it's
to
not your time.
add. I know it was, discussed. We're talking about the Terence Crawford parade. Lots of, I think we could say it was a lot of celebration around it. Certainly in and around Omaha in the Midwest. The numbers, report on the numbers. Like we had, quite a few viewers on social media. So it just seemed like a big deal. And I guess it leads into the question: is Bud Crawford a superstar? Right? Um, it's a difficult question for me to answer, and
Breaking
I
up,
ask
champ.
this.
You got
Yeah,
that
I'm
bad.
breaking
You
up
got
bad.
that bad with Wi-Fi, man.
So, yo, you know if that movie is that a joke? The Bud Crawford movie that they're talking about, was that something just social media? Or is that something that's real?
I haven't heard about that, but that would be dope. We gotta celebrate these guys, man. Everybody else get movies. They making a movie about a football player that went crazy and was secretly gay. Why we can't get a Bud Crawford movie?
Yeah, and I was gonna say sometimes that's the mark of a superstar when you get your own movie. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how real it is. Social media is very interesting. But if rumors are true, Bud Crawford may have a movie coming out with Damson Idris starring as him and Ryan Coogler attached to it. Again, social media is amazing, so it could all be AI. But if in fact that is the case, I believe that is one of those things that pushes Bud towards superstardom. We get some more of that backstory. Even before George Foreman passed away, like, he had two sides to his career, and he might have been famous in the latter part for the grills, but between the first career with the Ali and Frazier rivalry, and then the second part of his career, 44-year-old world champion, and then the third part of his career, entrepreneur. I think we're just waiting for Bud Crawford's, second and third parts of his career, but eventually he'll end up in that superstar realm.
Word. Yeah, man. I mean, you really got to give us your takes on the week, and obviously you jumped on. This was the tail end of the show. Did you watch your girl Vaya get packed up? Crazy, crazy,
Okay,
crazy
let,
shit.
let
It's
me let
crazy.
me let me talk a little bit about that, because yeah, she was a little green in that fight. She started off slow. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to the big sister, Yoka. But yeah, she started off too slow. She only used a jab. She circled and was moving, but didn't offer anything in return. So you had this whack ass Italian girl acting like she was out there showboating, doing something, and all she did was fight like a Mexican. I mean that respectfully, a pressure fighter, winging shit, not landing much, and he basically gave her credit for coming forward. And really, the referee is what I took issue with. Let me not slim the fighter. The referee was so like Shorty came in with a headbutt, bro. Every time Naomi tried to kind of like fight fire with fire in terms of this dirty fighter throwing an elbow, they did a replay where they show her throwing a back elbow, hitting Naomi dead in the chin. So Naomi, first of all, had to wrestle with this broad, then had to fight with the referee, and she had a bad night. Um, so no, she wasn't robbed. It wasn't unfair. It was just it
That
was a
girl
hell of a
just was
learning
tougher
experience for
than her,
Naomi.
man. She just was tougher. Naomi was a pretty face that didn't have enough dog. That's how I looked at it. And that's kind of always the thing for the pretty people. Like, you got to show that you could fight and you more than just looks. And this girl didn't care about the looks and the A-side shit. That's how I seen it. Like, I admit it. She hit that girl behind the head a few times. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know if that's Naomi's fault because she was, ducking over. But this girl was just rough and tough, and she was going to land shots anywhere you let her.
Yeah, so again, learning experience. I'm not mad. Naomi will bounce back because I love what MVP is doing over there. If you lose a fight, it ain't over because they're bringing back my girl Sharetta versus
Yeah, I seen that.
Crystal Rosado.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so
that
this is what
she's a B-side. Rosado is 20 years younger than her. I mean, yeah, she gets another opportunity. I hope she ain't cut after this because you You going against a prospect. This is a prospect about to get the first contender.
But this is what she needs, Ness. This is how her story was written. She's always been a B-side. Even when she was the champion going against Mio Yoshida, they had her as the B-side. So, you know, some fighters and some teams and some athletes, they fight better from behind. I don't want Chicken to be one of those fighters, but suppose, you know, she might be a little bit better with her back up against the wall. So I feel like against a prospect, she's got the experience. The prospect's got the talent and the potential. And I'm talking about Crystal Rosado. But I mean, you know, Metcalf's certainly coming in there with the championship experience, former world champion. No matter which way it goes, if Rosado gets the win, it will certainly be a qualitative win over a former world champion who defended her title. You know, so I
You
like the
breaking up,
matchup.
I mean. You breaking up. You need a Wi-Fi extender, champ. You got to handle this. Jack Artist.
Extender.
Nah, man. That shit broke. Return it back to Amazon.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of over Bud. Like Bud is my favorite fighter, but like I don't really want to talk about that. I called and talk about the pro box. I want to give a shout out to Anthony Cuba. He out here taking O's. This like the fifth O he done took. He had De Jesus in that ring looking like he was ready to leave. Like he wanted to just go home and kick back and put his feet up, put ice on his face. That dude's a dog. Oh, Carmel gotta have skills if he beat this guy. Cause I mean, Anthony Cuba, he's fundamentally kind of weak, but that dude, he a dog. And then for that fight with the Puerto Rican, I think, or the Dominican guy.
Yeah.
You
versus the Mexican.
bro, that was a knockdown, bro. That was a knockdown. It's no debate. Paulie said, "Oh, you can't call a knockdown off a jab." Like, who says something like that? I don't know what was going on with all that shit. But good card for Pro Box. Najee Lopez, I'm not surprised what he did to the OG guy. Dude was 35, Najee 26, and Morrell already stopped this guy, so I figured Najee would get the stoppage as well. So overall, cool weekend. Nothing too crazy or to be excited about, but I'm ready for that November 7th card with Flies and Tiger Johnson, Dominic Valle coming back. So I'm ready for some good boxing. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday, man.
Appreciate you.
I got the fight on again. What I gotta fast forward because this is a whole minute left. I don't. Hopefully, I see it better on on a computer than on a TV.
And what are we talking about, Wilder Allen, man? I'd rather see Allen versus Ortiz, bro. But that's another story for another day. Shout out to David Allen. Fighting that monkey. He looked great yesterday. Great health.
Oh, that
nice
was a
and
jab.
lean.
My man Chin went his whole neck jab back up. That's crazy. They don't give us a replay? The ref said no. That's crazy. Damn, Paulie said that. See, I don't listen to these fights with audio. They ain't even giving you a replay of this shit. But what you said, Choppy, I mean?
I don't know if I'm taking advice from Paulie on them knockdowns, man. I'm not listening to Paulie.
Paulie wilded if he said that. That was a clean jab. And, I mean, Mosley dropped. Didn't Mosley drop Joshua Clottey with a jab? Jamel Charlo dropped Rosario with a jab.
But it's not your time.
Like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Where the replay? And you know it was a knockdown. Moreno started acting like his shoulder hurt. Like, motherfucker, he be trying to make an excuse.
Hold on, Maul. Didn't Maul drop J-Rock with a jab too?
Yeah. No, wasn't that an uppercut? Was it a jab? Did he get two knockdowns in that round?
I don't recall. I think it might have been two. I know the one. I think it was off a jab because I know that set the pace for the rest of the fight.
Pro Box nasty. They still ain't showed a replay. I'm trying to see a replay zoomed in, like slow-mo. That's crazy. Damn, man. Fucking Moreno lost. And got dropped. Last
But
call
that was a
for
good
them
fight.
callers. Last call for them. Yeah, it was a good fight. Last call for them callers, man. They really ain't doing no replay. This crazy.
Shout out Kim
Okay,
Clavel,
here we go.
coming world champ.
But they ain't even, this the same shit. They did slow it down, though. Ooh, ooh, bing. Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, that jab, bro. That jab. That's crazy. How you don't give him that? So it wasn't scored a knockdown? I'm going to check on BoxRec. Damn. Last call. You trying to call in? Now is the time. I mean, let them know where they can find you. I'm wrapping it up.
Hey man, King Amin of Essex on IG, Chip on YouTube.
He meant to say King Amin of Essex on IG, Championship Rounds on YouTube. Call you the Wi-Fi, non-Wi-Fi habit. We got Modern King Boxing, member for 10 months on the prospect level. We been knew the champ was right here in America with the United States flag. H-Town, 2 names on the resume makes you top 10 in today's boxing circles. Oh, the hatred. Now Canelo's just one of the names, huh? He's not even Canelo anymore. You's a hater. Yo, catch me on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. He's really trying to get at me at The Boxing Voice. Peace.